Hello, Morons. Welcome into another episode 21 of the Three Morons podcast. We can drink now. Woohoo! My name is Zach.
My name is Jake.
And I am Carl. After a 2-week absence, I'm back. Good to be
Back
back with you
again.
guys. Back
Guess
again.
who's back?
Guess who's back?
Carl's back.
Lots to talk about. We got a little bit of baseball, hockey, and basketball. We'll get out of the way. A lot of stuff happened today in college football. A lot of stuff happened in the NFL over the last few days, and I've been paying attention to what's been going on since I haven't been here. But we'll get to some picks. We'll do some cold take. We got a very
Big board.
in the big board. Our interesting big board tonight is celebrities we invite to Thanksgiving dinner. We don't do it yet, but
I think we all
our
agreed
topic.
about 5 of them each.
Yeah, about 5.
Because we could sit here all day and go over like 10, 15.
Yeah.
Some that people don't even know who they are. Just random people.
Probably.
Pull Joe Schmo off the street. Yeah, you want to have dinner with me? I'm sure. Just comes in.
And not a lot of people know who Mike Tyson was before the fight, okay?
just grabbed a whole other generation of people. So the whole thing with the MLB offseason, Blake Snell signs with the Dodgers. Big 5 that was officially announced today. 5 years, $148 million. Really a great pickup. I think they're not thinking they're going to have Clayton Kershaw back. I think he might be retiring. But I think if you're the Dodgers, if you have the money to get a dominant pitcher, you get him.
Yeah.
Two no-hitters last year.
Good pickup. Again, risking his life, which is great because I bring that up because of Ben Maller. I mentioned him before, overnight radio on Fox Sports Radio. And that was the other night when it happened. That was the first thing he talked about and how disgusting and horrible it is that they got him. He goes, everyone hates us for it, but he's mad because he still doesn't like Blake Snell. But yeah, I think it's a good pickup though. Whether Clayton comes back or not, right? If you have the money, you go get another dominant pitcher. It could not hurt.
No, you're the defending champs. You just got better. And the thing about it is leading into Juan Soto, one of the teams that is going for him are the Dodgers, along with your Yankees, my Red Sox.
Think about that. You get Juan Soto
and the Blue Jays.
And now you have wherever you want to put him, Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
Yep.
Wherever you want to put him, then you got Blake Snell. Which if Kershaw does come back, does that make them go, hey, Shohei, do you just want to hit for right now?
Yeah.
Heal that shoulder up even more.
Right.
Now you got him as a hitter. Then you got Juan Soto as a hitter. I mean, this team could be dominant for a couple more years at least.
Getting good use. I mean, Snell's in his 30s, but you got Kershaw who's on the tail end of his career. You got Juan Soto who's in his late 20s. I mean, they have the chance to be, a dynasty.
Juan Soto's chasing that championship, and you go with the team that just won the championship and can bring you money.
I mean, he already won one with the Nationals.
Right, but he's chasing
another one.
Consistency, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what Shohei was doing. Chasing a championship. Won it first. Boom. Now, go blue. Yes, we will definitely be touching on that one.
Yes, we will.
But no, I don't think it was his first year. This was Shohei's second year. No, this was his first year. That's right.
First year with the Dodgers.
Because he got hurt last year. That's right.
Got to bring the Michigan hat. It wasn't too hot for it, but okay, we'll talk about college later.
But yeah, so Shohei won it his first year there because he's just a dominant hitter.
Yeah.
I believe, and I think he's the first player in how long? Like third player overall to win AL and NL MVPs.
Yep.
Second player, maybe.
Second player. And then
the last one was before all of us were born.
Yeah.
I'm pretty dang sure.
A lot of the awards though, I kind of kept up on them. I think they were deserving.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything like, oh my goodness.
That Pirates pitcher, I can't say his last name. Go ahead, Jake, for me. Paul who?
Scanes.
Will probably win a Cy Young here in the next year or two.
Yeah.
Chris Sale comes over from the Red Sox he got traded, but he's with the Braves. Great year for him, for the Braves.
The first player to do it was Frank Robinson.
That was the last player to do it.
Yep.
And when was Frank Robinson?
Well, how are you going to bring that up and not tell us the year?
I just said first time in how long, and he goes, it was Frank Robinson.
It was Frank Robinson.
That wasn't the question.
When was the last time it happened?
61 and 66.
Yeah, so no one here was alive in this room. Including Mr. Google. Now, Mr. Google's wife was alive, and you said 66, right?
Yeah.
Well, he played from 61 to 66, you said.
No, he won the MVPs in 61 and 66.
Oh, the NL and AM.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I was looking at it.
But one of those years, Mrs. Google was not alive.
So
I would.
played for the.
So she was
Cincinnati-
alive when it happened,
Yeah.
just not one of the years.
He played
Yeah.
for the Reds, and he played for the Orioles, Dodgers, Angels, and Indians.
Okay. Frank Robinson. Wasn't he a manager?
Yes, he was. He was manager of
I think it was the Nationals.
The
Indians,
Agantes.
Giants, and Orioles, and the
Orioles.
Expos / Nationals.
Yeah.
The
Giants, I knew
Agantes.
for a fact, yeah.
It's only
Jay says the Rays called Soto, but decided the new roof is more important than spending all the money on him.
Probably.
Love that.
I mean,
Love
that's
that.
fair.
Yes. So I guess they're going to be playing their games at the Tampa Yankees.
spring training facility.
The
I
Tampa
mean-
Bay Yankees, well, the New York Yankees, but the Tampa Bay Yankees are the Single A affiliate of New York. So yeah, they're going to be playing there, the minor league facility.
Oh, I thought it was where spring training was.
It is. It's the same
Oh,
place.
the same thing.
Yeah. So that's going to be weird going in and watching the Rays game and all this Yankee stuff all over the place.
It's gonna be weird going in and you only have like 5,000 fans.
It's like a 10,000 seat
Is
capacity.
it 10,000
Yeah.
seat?
I mean, it's not much more than the Tropicana Field does. Just being honest, Jay. We've been to those games. You could have closed half the stadium and still had enough room. But
Yeah, pretty much nothing else though. Just Juan Soto and Blake
Yeah.
Snell right now.
He's been with a bunch
Yeah.
of different teams, and I mean, hopefully, I do think the Yankees did get him back. Hopefully.
and correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, I just want to go back on the Tampa Bay thing. With this roof not being constructed until 2026 or 2026, that might be pushing back their new stadium.
Possibly because they got to
Yeah.
fix the roof
Yeah.
before they start the stadium.
So
I do think though that it's early in the MLB offseason,
Yep.
right? The fact that Blake Snell smiling like that showed you I'm going to go with the money and the champions
Oh yeah.
because I want a ring because he risks his life out there. I can't believe he said that. It still bothers me.
I mean, he came close to Tampa Bay against the Dodgers back in 2020. So, all that aside,
But
it
he
was
got
really
pulled while doing a one hitter.
something like that. It was a tie game, but it was like a 2-1 hitter.
And he was still pitching pretty well. It's just
Yeah.
like analytics say.
Analytics, yeah. I mean, speaking of analytics, this is something me and Jay were watching in the Miami and Green Bay game. Was do you go for it or do you punt the ball? And the analytics said toss up. Now, what the hell does that mean?
That means you flip a coin and whatever the coin says, you do.
I'm like, I thought the
Say a
analytics
prayer and just say so dark.
it was something like that because I was talking to him. Right. So I was talking to him in the first half of the Green Bay Miami game, and that's one of the things that came up with analytics says, you go for it or you kick it or whatever it says. This one said toss up, and I'm like, I've never seen the analytics say that before.
Like you said, Hail Mary, right? And that's what the
Yeah.
Hail Mary play came from.
Yeah.
The Catholics, Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Lord have mercy.
So, games that we're following tonight, I haven't forgotten to mention. We got Texas at Texas A&M. We're looking at
0-0.
Iowa State, Kansas State. Iowa State's up 7-0. And for you, Jay, the Gators and the Seminoles, which chop 7-0 Gators.
Now, which is interesting is Iowa State threw a pick. We saw the pick, and Kansas State did nothing with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Is that
Kansas State threw the pick.
I thought Iowa State threw the pick.
State got the interception from K-State.
Oh, because I saw when I
Yes.
looked up, I saw K-State running around, so I thought K-State had the
No,
ball.
it was Iowa State got the interception. Not K-State.
Okay, I thought when I looked up, I saw Kansas State running like they had the ball. Because that Alabama Auburn game, which we'll get to later, was
Ooh, okay. So we're back on that. We're gonna go into hockey.
Yeah, we'll go over our teams, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jake. My team ain't doing much better.
Mine, I'll go quick. Blackhawks currently 8-13-2. Not so hot.
The Rangers, I think, are like not much better than what they were last week. They're like 18 and something, right?
Tampa Bay's 12-8-2 would be 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, which I know it's WC1 and whatever that is. And then the Colorado Avalanche are
13-9.
13 and 11.
and 1. Sorry.
They didn't
Oh,
even
they
have
were
an overtime
12.
loss. What's up?
Jay from the last topic says they probably sell out at least.
Oh, the minor league.
The minor league, yeah. Probably. I mean, it's closer.
But yeah, so the Rangers are you said 13-9-1. Yeah, they've lost like 3 or 4 straight. I'm off the topic of Igor now. It's more like offense and defense, right? When you're allowing so many shots on goal and you're not getting into the offensive zone, that's going to cause a problem. You're allowing 50 shots on goal. Okay, so they allow
Right.
3 goals. I mean, it's just 4 goals. It's circumstantial, but when you're only shooting 25 and they're shooting 50, you're gonna lose those games.
Was one of the things I brought up earlier. And the problem is that like in the podcast, it was like, all right, I'm not watching these games. Is it more than that set? Are they setting up for him for success, or is he just not just missing the puck?
Well, they mentioned
Right.
this.
Reading
They
it.
mentioned this a couple of games ago, and I started realizing it. They're relying on the goalies too much because the goalies are so good. So okay, well they're relying on it, meaning they're not. The defense isn't doing their job, but more importantly, the offense isn't doing their job. They're kind of going in the zone, but they're not taking quality shots on goal.
Right.
Although today, I had to send him the voice message
Yeah,
and me
he did.
yelling Capo Caco because he scored with 22 seconds left. The power play goal. Capo Caco got the win because it was tied at that point. 22 seconds left, scored the goal. And I was
See,
like,
I
Capo
was
Caco.
looking at the Blackhawks stats, and Connor Bedard has 4 goals, 13 assists, and total 17 points.
That's not good when that's your star. 4 goals. That's your goal guy.
Yeah.
That's your scorer.
So you guys mentioned he had 15 points last week. He's only gotten 2 points in a week.
That's not good.
Well, depending on how many games they played too. I don't know. But usually you're playing about 2 a week, 3 a week.
Sometimes, yeah. The
Sometimes.
Rangers did a back-to-back, so the rare and appropriate back-to-back.
Yeah.
Played in Philly and had to come to New York today.
Well, I mean, they can get another lottery pick for the 3rd straight year. And
But at
hopefully
what
get
point do
something-
these lottery picks not work out for you, though?
Well, that's what I'm saying is how long does he stick around for this? You know, if we're not going to get building into a winning franchise, then I'm going to go somewhere else. You know, do I go to a team like the New York Rangers? Do I go to a team like maybe like the Detroit Red Wings that need that extra stick on the ice to get more shots on goal?
And
more
it's going to
goals
be
than
whoever
that?
can pay money, too.
Yeah,
Right?
You got to
It's
have the
not-
money
it's-
too. Yeah,
It's not just money in championship. It's going to be money, but out of those people who give you money, who has a realistic chance of making it to the playoffs?
yes.
The Rangers, the Red Wings are good teams. I
I'm
don't
taking
know if the
Tampa Bay.
Rangers aren't going to be able to afford it because they're going to probably pay Shesterkin.
I take him in Tampa Bay. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, Jake. I'm just saying that it's like
Right.
a likely scenario. You know, if you're going to be bottom selling team for 3 or 4 years, he's going to want, hey, we need to get results. You know,
Right.
I'm
I get that. It's just like the last 2 years, we haven't done nothing. I think we mainly won in the last 2-3 years, maybe 20 games.
right, but I think they are getting better because when we saw them a couple years ago, they were 8-24.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw them like after the first of the year against Tampa Bay. Oh, they look terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But now there's a little bit more competitiveness there. There's a little bit more drive. And it's also got a lot to do with coaching. But you know, you need if you're just not getting the results, but you have the players there, you're working towards something.
Right.
So let's give it a little bit of time.
And I'm trying to get us to go a hockey game, by the way. I think maybe if we could do a Blackhawks Rangers would be good. Or we go up to Minnesota. We could do Minnesota, whatever.
Minnesota's actually second in the Western Conference behind Winnipeg right
So
now.
Minnesota, maybe
Minnesota
Rangers
would be a really good game.
Minnesota and Rangers would be a good
Winnipeg
one.
Is 18-6.
So they've come down off their high horse for a little bit there.
Still one of the better teams.
Back
in
to
the league,
reality. Snap back to reality. Again, Mr. Google did ask us real quick. Do we care about the Indiana game? I said no because there's no implications.
No,
anymore.
but I think Indiana. We'll get to more college later on that. But I think if had Penn State have lost, then we might follow that game.
because it would matter.
Yeah, but 10-1 versus 1-10. Realistically, who we think's going to win?
1 and 10.
Indiana's trailing at 14-0 over Purdue.
They're trailing.
No, they're leading.
Oh, I thought you said. I heard it real quick. You said it so fast. I really thought you said trailing. I was like, you're
If I was going to
trailing.
bet on the game, I'd have bet Purdue.
No,
Just
they're up 14
one touchdown.
over the Boilermakers.
What was the spread? 25.
Can't be much higher than what Michigan was today. Ours was 20. You know, we snapped their. Well, no, let's talk about that later. We got to get back on track with.
But
hockey.
yeah, so yeah, the whole thing with the Rangers. Yeah, I don't know about Igor getting the money or anything like that. 28 point spread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would money on that because
I
you're
would've-
putting money on the spread. I'm putting money on a 28 point spread out. At some point, they're gonna lay off and give their starters a rest. I really think that Shesterkin is gonna get paid,
Right.
but I don't know again if it's Shesterkin or not.
Well, and like I mentioned to you, there was something on one of the. This was actually true. I actually read it somewhere that they were shopping around some of their forwards for draft picks. I don't know who. I don't remember what their names were, but it was something that the Rangers were doing, and I'm
Was
like,
it like Panarin or Fox? Probably not those guys.
no, it
It
was
wouldn't
like-
matter. It would be. I imagine if they're shopping around their forwards, it's not going to be Panarin. It's not going to be Fox. It's not going to be Sabanajad. It's not
Might have
going to
been
be Capo
third
Capo.
line guys.
Yeah.
And they would probably get some decent capita for them.
I think they would.
But
I think,
no.
like I said, Cabo Caco, Sabanajed, Fox, Panarin are off. And then on defense, I know Miller is going to be off. Those are your 5 that are going to probably be untouchable. Unless, like, you give them a king's ransom.
right. And then I think another thing that came up was it Sidney Crosby got 600 goals?
Yes.
Well, hell of a freaking accomplishment. Sid the kid.
You got Ovechkin that's chasing after.
Well, he's out right now, but yeah, he's chasing after Wayne Gretzky's
Yeah,
goals.
he's chasing after his ring.
I mean, yeah, when you play 40 years. I feel like that dude's been playing for my whole life.
Him and Mark Messier. It's like one of them took over, and then it was like, all right, I'm going to go for another 30 for you.
Yeah, Messier retired. Ovechkin came in, right?
Yeah, then Ovechkin takes over. Like Speaking of your boy Messier, 6-time Stanley Cup winner. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Five
I think he was
5 with the Oilers, 1 with the Rangers.
Honestly, he's the on the last team that won with the Rangers too.
Yep. Him
And he's probably one of the last Canadian teams to win.
He's been playing with the Capitals since 2005.
yeah, he came in with Sydney.
Right. No, I was just joking because like him and Sydney, you hear their names so often. It feels like they've been around for so long.
I think Crosby.
He's 39.
Crosby came, I think, after.
Yeah,
Ovechkin.
it was 06. 06, or you said Ovechkin came in 05.
Yeah.
Crosby was 06.
Well, this is Crosby's 20th year, so he came
Yep.
in before.
Well,
But both of them, you hear their names. They've been around for our adult lives.
oh yeah, it was a good
throughout
rivalry.
high school and everything.
Playoff hockey, and Ovechkin
He was
finally got the
first
better of
overall
him.
pick in 2005.
Crosby.
Yeah.
What's up, Google?
Florida State starting first and 10 on their own 0.
How do you start on your 0? This is 0-yard line since when? Did they change the rules?
Goal line. I think they mean the goal line.
I think they have to go 100 yards to get a touchdown.
They have to go 100 and a half.
100 and a half. Dion ain't playing. They ain't gonna do it.
100 and a half because they're at the half-yard line.
DJU would fumble the ball, so he's not
DJ,
playing.
you need to get a job.
Yeah.
Is he not playing for Florida State?
No, he's out for the season.
Oh, they benched him.
We can go with that. I don't know what they did with him. He's
I
just not
don't
playing
know.
right now. He's not going to make
Make
it.
a trunk.
he decided-
He's not making it better.
No.
He decided they work at Burger King now.
Yeah.
They are hiring.
Oh, I definitely think he's going to answer the transfer portal and end up in probably Cupcake University,
Morningside.
maybe.
He's gonna
What?
come. He calling out.
They're second and 5 on the 25.
Wow, they gained 25 yards and still second down.
Was it like first and 30 inside the end zone? Like what was it? Probably botching it a little bit. There.
So no, DJU, he's gonna transfer to Morningside.
They actually won today.
They're Ohio State.
Ah, I love it.
Champions?
Yeah. Ohio State hasn't won anything
No.
in 5 years.
No, I'm talking about Morningside.
You said Ohio State.
Yeah, but we were talking about Morningside. So did they win a
Morningside
championship?
won. No. They might play. So we were at the gas station before we came over,
Yeah.
and there was Morningside fans walking in like, "Oh, did they win today?" Because I know they were in the playoffs around here. This is a little side note, little stuff. And
It's called NAIA.
NAIA. It's like a subdivision of NCAA.
It's under
Yep.
D3.
D3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're playing, and he's like, "Yeah, they won 35-0. This guy's freezing his ass off." And I'm like, "So who they play next week? We won't know. We might have to go to Montana." I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to go to Montana." I'm like,
That's
"Why?"
even colder
Oh, that's
than
like
here.
a freaking 16-hour drive.
Yeah, Montana's
Also,
not that
Montana
close.
football school.
Yeah.
They're brought them to play football.
Well, I think they played was it Dort, which is up by Orange City,
Dort is in Sioux Center.
Sioux Center. So yeah, I don't know why they came through Holstein to go back to Morningside, but
So there's 2 colleges around that area. You got Dort and Sioux Center, and then you got Northwestern. And
yeah, I know we're off topic here, but that was just because he
Not
mentioned
Northwestern. Not
Not Northwestern.
yeah, not Northwestern that people are thinking of.
This
No.
Northwestern's red and white looks like the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
This is like a Christian private college.
Yeah,
Right.
but I forgot what we were talking about. Again.
Hockey.
So anything more you want to add to the?
No, we're talking.
Yeah.
We went from Alex Ovechkin to Morningside.
I don't know how we made that.
Well, because we were talking about Florida State and Florida, and then we
Yeah.
talked about DJU, and it just got off.
Yeah, it just got off from there. So
So-
we get done with hockey, talking about basketball. So I wanted to clarify that where I read that was on it was just talked about with the NBA Cup being a playoff contender, whoever won.
Yeah, I know.
I don't agree with that at all.
No, we didn't say you did. We said
No,
you
I
brought
know.
it up and that you read it somewhere. I was
No,
like,
but-
that had to be a clickbait article.
But my take on it is like if let's say you get somebody like
The Lakers.
we'll go worse. Utah Jazz. Let's say they win. They're 4-17. They don't have to play the rest of the year. They're automatically going to be a 10th spot.
Exactly.
That just screws out whoever's in that 11th.
And even
9th.
if it was a team that could still compete, like the Lakers before,
Yeah.
that been on 11, 10, and they always get to the 10, which is fine. It
Yeah.
works out. But what happens if you do end up winning and then you finish 11th? Now
Yeah.
you're just taking a playing spot for somebody.
Yep.
Or wait, the way you were talking about, you said they're automatically in the playoffs. So it doesn't even take away a playing spot. It just takes off a playoff spot and knocks a playoff team down.
Yep. But if you already have that team in there, like let's say like Cleveland or Boston wins that, or Golden State, who are doing really well in their respective conferences, then and I can see where it would make sense because you already got that. You already got.
I
that
say you can change it to where if a top team wins, then they automatically clinch the playoff spot because they
Right.
don't give a reason for top teams to play during those games.
I think it's got a little bit to do with money, but at the
I'm
same
looking
time,
at
it's
the
like
NBA Cup standings.
okay, that was
Yeah, that's the
It's a
in-season
season
tournament.
In
Because they had to
season
do
tournament,
something to make regular season basketball interesting
Yeah.
even though hockey don't have one.
So,
that
yeah,
was- that
because
was-
it's interesting.
so in East Group A, you got the Magic, the Knicks, the 76ers, the Nets, and the Hornets. Magic and the Knicks are currently 1 and 2, being 3-0.
yeah.
Then the Hornets are bottom, the last being 0 and 3.
Yeah, and I think there's already some teams eliminated, some teams that have won. I'm not really following it that
Yeah.
much.
Mr. Google.
So Jason says DJ broke his finger and never came back this season.
Oh yeah, he broke.
Did he
his
give him the
finger.
finger?
He broke that finger.
Gave him the bird.
I think he lost his job.
It was horrible.
I mean, West
I love that.
in West Group C.
If you guys could have just saw what we saw, we need to get another camera that just randomly goes on him for stuff like that.
Just
Click
click
the
it over.
button because that was great.
Okay, back to the NBA Cup.
Okay, West Group C, you got the Golden State, the Dallas Mavericks, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, and Pelicans. Royals are currently undefeated, being 3-0. The Mavericks are 2-1. Then the Nuggets and Grizzlies are 1-2, and the Pelicans are 1-3.
Ooh. That's a better record than Ryan Davis, Michigan.
Hey, Michigan, great record
Great
I mean,
record.
the
for Michigan.
Sacramento, Utah, Wizards, all
All up there.
are all 0-3.
Okay.
I don't know who's eliminated. It should say who's eliminated.
Is there anyone eliminated from the cup? It would tell you right now.
They should tell
It
you.
would tell you.
It would.
So, but no, the cup.
You could look.
It's confusing too because it's not just the cup games. So they do the cup games and like these days, and then these days are just regular season games.
I think it's Tuesday and Fridays they do the Cup.
See, if you're gonna do an in-season tournament, they mix the
Yeah.
in-season tournament with
No,
the
I'm
regular
with you.
games.
I'm with you because it's
And the
confusing.
in-season tournament doesn't count against regular season
Yeah,
games.
yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
does.
That's right.
This one I'm on the website tells me that.
But they just decide, hey, this is going to be an in-season game. This is going to be your cup game. If you're going to do the in-season tournament, it just needs to be a straight tournament in season and do single elimination. Don't even do round robin. Just do single elimination. Like, come on, you're making it too confusing.
So
Yeah, it really was.
They make it confusing. People don't care about confusing. They want to watch the game and that's it.
I'm on it.
Although the colored courts are great, by the way.
Oh, they do.
But they win. That's how you know if it's a
Yeah, that's how you
in-season
know
tournament
if it's a tournament
because
game.
the courts. But the reason they did that, and the winner gets like $50,000 per team. The team
Per player, I think.
per
it's something.
player gets $50,000. These people are making millions. You think they care about $50,000?
They're just gonna drop it on the hooker.
See, the
after
reason they
fucking
did it
game.
is to get the
Drop on.
touchdown Texas.
touchdown Texas. 7-0.
Drop it all on
Wait,
hookers and
which
blow
Texas?
after the game.
That's what I'm saying. That's my man right there.
What?
So the $50,000, we all gonna blow it on hookers and fucking blow.
Well, yeah, because they play the game in Vegas.
And it was nice knowing you guys. I
Yeah.
guess we lasted 21 episodes before we got canceled.
But that's where they play is in Vegas. They play in the T-Mobile Arena.
right.
But
But
two teams, or they have the four, the final four, the semifinal, and then they have the.
But
final
the
there.
thing is, you're trying to make basketball interesting. So you're offering them $50,000. That's not going to give them incentive to win, because again, we've seen the models with Giannis. The year the Bucks won,
Yeah.
he took it easy during the regular season and then came alive in the postseason and dominated.
right?
LeBron's done that for years.
Exactly. But I'm saying you've seen the
Mhm.
model where they take it easy in the regular season because as long as they can get a 1, 2, or 3 seed, even a 4 seed,
Home court,
and they know they're great, right?
home
They
court
can
advantage.
dominate. The
Yep.
only thing
Right.
is like if you need home court, right? but you got great players like LeBron having other teammates. And if you take it easy and keep yourself from being injured, you could go in the playoffs healthy and then dominate.
Right.
This $50,000 ain't going to do nothing for them. So I can see why they would want, hey, you're automatically in the playoffs, but you got to also incentivize. If you're a bottom of the barrel team, how about this? If you're a Utah Jazz, or if you finish near the bottom of the, say, in-season tournament, the winner gets automatic bid into the playoffs. But if you are an NBA draft lottery pick and you win the in-season tournament, you get number 1 pick overall. You're number 1 in that draft lottery. So if you finish in that draft lottery standings, you don't get a playoff berth, but you get automatic number 1. I guarantee you every team would try.
Right.
Because it's like, it's okay, we either get an automatic bid in the playoffs or we're going to get an automatic number 1.
I would like that
They're
after the fact.
Not even the draft lottery, right?
Yeah, I'm saying after the fact.
How about this? We'll give you a great incentive at the end of the year, depending where you finish.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was
If you finish in the playoffs, you're automatically in the playoffs, right? You're automatically guaranteed not. So even if you're number 10, 9, 8, or 7, you don't even play the play-in game. You go into an automatic 6, and the 6 will go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't make the playoffs, even if you're not draft lottery, if you don't make the playoffs,
number 1 pick,
you automatically get number 1 pick. Every
Right.
team will try because no matter what happens the rest of the season, they're either going to be in the playoffs or a number 1 pick.
Chance for a championship. They'd have a 4-game series against whoever, and then go from there. And if they are the number 6, they're going to get that lowest remaining seed out of the 4 teams for the play-in. So they have a chance to move on to the second round, and you never know what could happen.
And then the teams that are they know they're going to make the playoffs, but like you said, that might be the 6 or 5 range. They're going to want to try, because they're not going to want to be bumped down to the play-in game.
Yep.
And even the number 1 seed at the time going into this, like Cleveland, they're still going to try because they want to be automatic playoff.
Yep.
What happens if they start slipping and fall into the play-in?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Which
That
could
would be
happen.
the way to do it.
Yep.
And Robert Manford, if you change, or not Robert Manford, that's
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver, if you change it to that way,
Manford.
we want some money off of that. All right, that was our idea.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
So, real quick, I'm looking at the stats of the Texas game.
Yeah.
Viewers is 4 for 7 for -6 yards.
How the fuck?
But they got a touchdown.
They have a touchdown.
How they score?
Running.
Archie Manning, a 15-yard attempt for 1 touchdown.
Take out Uris, but go Manning. Manning's not transferring. I don't think he entered the transfer portal. I know there was talks about it. I don't think he's transferring.
No,
He's going to have the starting job
Exactly.
at the end of the
But
season.
I heard that he was looking to transfer, but I don't think
Why?
he really.
Why?
Again, clickbait articles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clickbait, because there's no reason. We talked about this, I think, at a previous
He
episode.
has a starting job locked up next year. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
He has to. But before we get into college
He
football,
could be like a 7-year senior, but
no, we just started getting into college football. I was like, we can't.
well, I know we can't wait to get to college football. We got other stuff to get to before we do that, though.
But college football, but for
quickly. Yeah.
oh, don't worry, it's gonna be quick. Basketball. I was waiting for a smart comment from you when I said it's gonna be quick. I was waiting for something smart to come out of your mouth.
You're always quick when it comes to that shit.
Anyway,
How about your Bucks?
yes, we talked
They're
about
getting
this.
back up there again.
We're talking. They are now 6, right?
Yep.
They're in the playoffs now, 6-5 range,
If it ended today, yes.
and they're
99. Woohoo! We're breaking the 500.
but they were 1-6 when we started talking
Oh
about
yeah,
this.
I know.
Oh, they were almost 2-8. What are you talking about? They were
So-
terrible.
Yeah, and lost 1 or 2 games since then, and just came up. But that's when Giannis was going after Darvin Ham, and we said it's not Darvin Ham, it's Doc Harris.
Oh,
Maybe he went after Darvin Ham to kind of light a fire in Doc Rivers' butt, going, "You're next." Right?
Yeah.
It's not the team, it's you. It's somebody. But he
Right.
he lit a fire in either the team. I know Brooke Lopez has been doing good again, but he lit a fire under the team, and I think he lit a fire under the coaching staff after Darvin Ham left.
Right.
I think
Because this ain't LeBron, this ain't nothing, right? This ain't I'm gonna get you fired. This is I want us to win. I don't care about it.
One thing on Brooke Lopez is that I think he was holding it down, but he's one of them guys that is going to support Giannis. Hey, I'm going to lead you by example. This is what I'm going to do for you.
Yeah.
He's going to go with you no matter what.
And Brooks not gonna light it up every game, but
No.
he's gonna get some good stats here and
He
there.
does the dirty work down in the paint. Just get the rebounds or,
Right.
Some
box
points
out.
here and there and
Yeah.
stuff. And I
Make it-
know
make it
I've
tough
seen
on him.
his name in some of the stats, which means he had a good game for him at least.
Mhm.
12 points, 10 rebounds, and like 7 assists would be a good game for him.
Yep.
Would be a great game. And yeah, the Bucks have lit it up. they've done well, but another team that hasn't done well since we talked about this is the 76ers.
3-14.
And
That's a record.
And Embiid came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're still doing horrible. So it wasn't Doc Rivers, got it.
Nick Nurse is their head coach.
Oh.
Former Raptors coach.
Which shocking.
Yeah.
Nick Nurse had the Raptors. They won, didn't they?
Well, he won a title with them.
Yeah, with Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry and all those
Drake.
guys.
I mean,
Serge
I
Ibaka.
guarantee.
Because Drake got a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they only won because of Thompson and Durant got injured. That
It don't matter. They won.
Yeah.
I don't care. Fred Van Vliet, where's he at now? Isn't he in Houston?
I think so.
Said Fred Van Vliet.
Van Vliet. He's from Fred Van Vliet. He's from Rockford, Illinois. And fun stat, 3rd degree to Fred Van Vliet. His athletic director in Rockford, Illinois, was my history teacher
So I was
and boys basketball coach, Mr. Matthew Parker. Shout out to Matt
Matthew.
Parker if he ever gets
Hold
back.
on.
Hey, some people, we're all friends on Facebook, so who knows?
The Wizards are 2-15.
Yeah, well, the Wizards have never really been good, even with Jordan. They were not good with Jordan.
Bradley Beal and what's the other guy that was there?
John Wall.
John Wall.
Yeah.
They all left.
The surprise team this year has got to be the
Gilbert Arenas
Houston Rockets, 14-6, and we're currently number 2 in the West.
and
right
Iowa
now.
State just scored a field goal. By the way, they're up 10-7 on Kansas State. Go Cyclones!
They need help to get into that Big 12 championship, but
But still, that's the start.
It's just a start.
It's
Yep.
the first 10-win season in program history.
Yep.
Which is phenomenal.
You know, franchise program that's not great, but
Mediocre.
doing-
They have some good years and some bad years. A lot of bad years, but some good years.
And then with Matt Campbell, they've done it.
And all it took was Texas and Oklahoma living in the
Yeah.
Big 12.
Right. So different, like I don't know. For me with the Bucks, it's maybe it just needed to be like get slapped around a little bit.
Yeah.
Get talked to.
And
Go
all
out there
the
and do
talk,
your damn job.
maybe all the rumor talks about Giannis leaving. Maybe got the team going because they're afraid.
About time.
Lillard's picked it up too. He's
Yeah,
had some
I'm
good
saying
games.
everyone's afraid.
We
Lillard,
traded
everyone.
for him for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
They
No, I
won
don't.
with him though.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get it going, and
No, they didn't win with him. I think they won with Bledsoe,
they won with Bledsoe.
and then they got rid of Bledsoe to get Lillard.
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of Brady and Bledsoe. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Watch that roast again with Tom Brady and stuff, and Kill Tony came up. Tony had to, oh my goodness. He gave 60 seconds to Dana White, and this Tony Hinchcliffe came after that. I saw the whole version this time. I'm like, man, I love that dude.
I saw Tony play drums with Jelly Roll. I thought that was pretty cool.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
That dude's great.
He was playing drums with Jelly Roll singing a song. I thought that was fucking awesome.
Anyway, we'll probably get back to Tony Hinchcliffe here
Maybe a little bit.
on our big board.
The Spurs are doing well. Knicks are doing well. Magic, a couple of different teams. Pistons are 9-12. I mean, that's bad, not great, but that's better.
It's not
than
50%, but what were they last year? Like 50
14
games
wins
straight?
last year. They already got 9 this year.
They had 50 straight losses last year. Like, come on.
So I mean, that is rough. But
Which is surprising. Pistons are doing good this year, while the Wizards and Sixers are not.
What about
where the hell were you at when they talk about the 76ers?
I know that. I'm just saying that it's shocking like how bad.
Where's the Pacers? How they been doing?
I think they're up there with they're the playing.
9-11.
Oh, the playoffs.
Play-ins.
Playoffs.
Indianapolis, Indiana. Did you catch that? Yeah, you just like that one, didn't you?
Good old Jim Mora.
We're just trying to win a game.
You want to talk about playoffs?
Your Mavericks are 11-8.
Practice, man.
But they're in the
Practice.
play-in. They're in the 6 to 10.
The play-in tournament.
The play-in tournament to get a playoff spot.
Yeah.
So now the 7 and 8 seed play. The winner gets the 7 seed.
I'm
So-
just telling you they're doing okay.
But
Don't talk about the playoffs.
but you know what the play-in you know what the play-ins are, right?
yeah, but the sad thing is they're 11 and 8. They're 11 and 8.
There's 70 games left.
Hey, they're 11 and 8 on the outside looking in the West. In the Eastern Conference, they'd be 4.
Good lord.
That's how bad the Eastern Conference is.
Yeah, they would be 4.
They would be 4.
But you know,
They would be 5.
Do you know every year though, there's
Sorry.
always one conference that's
So,
just
'cause
more
this is
dominant than the
Eastern's
other.
This is the Eastern's top 6. 17-3 the Cavaliers, 16-3 the Celtics, 14-7 Magic, the Knicks 11-8, and then it goes to Miami Heat 9-8, and the Bucks 9-9. So like he said, Mavericks would be 5th.
But as you said,
By the way,
there's
Florida just scored 14-0 on Florida State.
chop.
Chomp, chomp.
Get them Seminoles.
All right.
I don't care. It's a rivalry game.
You throw the records out.
You throw the records out. I mean, you did.
It's all on the line.
You had 2 today. Oh,
So do we want to do big board,
yeah, we'll do big board.
or we still got some more talk on
I
that?
don't really have anything else left to talk about basketball.
Big board. So
They have
celebrities.
They have 60 fucking games left to play.
I know, right?
Celebrities we would like to have. Celebrities we would like to have Thanksgiving dinner with, and I've actually been thinking about this list since we came up with it, and I still am going to be coming off the cuff with some people.
I have like 2 ladies and 3 men.
Now, question:
Yeah.
do they have to be alive or dead? Does it
I
matter?
thought it had to be alive.
Okay, I didn't know what you
Yeah.
thought, so I came up with kind of a list for both.
You get a Ouija board and talk to him.
Chandler Bing, where are you?
Oh damn, yeah, that was gonna be one of my guys, but he's not
He's dead,
anymore.
dude. You can't pick him.
Can't pick him.
Fictional or real?
Real.
Okay, I had a hey.
Why are we looking for loopholes?
I had well, it's celebrities, right?
Yeah.
But you could do fictionals like I want them in this character.
I thought you were gonna bring like Bugs Bunny or something.
No, like Chandler Bing instead of Matthew
Yeah.
Perry, maybe Chandler Bing, like that.
Who do you think could be Chandler Bing if it wasn't Matthew Perry? I think Nicolas Cage.
No,
No, what the fuck?
honestly, you can't tell, right? And it goes back to the whole Shrek theory thing, right? Because Chris Farley was Shrek, and they had 90% of it recorded
Yep.
before he died, and they didn't want to use a voice actor to do the other 10%. So they redid it with Mike Myers, and was like, "Oh, wouldn't it work with Chris Farley?" Well, we don't know because we only know it with Mike Myers. In an alternate universe, we have Chris Farley doing it, and it killed.
I heard
If he doesn't say-
it sounded weird, but What?
Yeah.
Said Chris Farley and it killed.
oh, yeah, no
Yeah.
pun intended. Real, obviously, I didn't catch it. But
see,
go ahead.
I've seen like I heard clips of
I've seen it too.
I hear clips of him and that. I thought it was pretty good.
It sounded good, but again, it sounded weird because you're
You're
used
used to
to
seeing
Mike
Mike
Myers' voice
And
after 5 movies. Now, if they released it after the first movie, then it'd be different.
I
But
heard they're
after
doing
4 or
it-
5 movies, you're like, you can't imagine anyone else.
So I heard they're doing another Shrek movie. Then they're doing a Donkey movie.
I think they need to stop being a dead donkey, I guess. Good Lord, why do you keep doing this, Shrek?
what?
I said
donkey?
being a dead donkey instead of being a dead horse.
But my thing is, if he doesn't say Van down with the river as Shrek, I'm not watching it. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure that would have been in there.
Yeah.
He wouldn't live in something. He would live in a van down by the river. And
Chris
not
Farley,
a swamp.
Matthew Perry would be 2 people dead that I'd pick. Yes, but alive,
And John Madden would be one.
I'll definitely John.
John Madden was gonna be on mine.
I can get Frank Caliendo, like characters. If we had characters, I could have Frank Caliendo as
Dude,
John
Madden. It's just like he's there.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Who's
they just
yours?
throw the marker at me?
right, he was like, "Get back on track."
He thought about it.
Not so fast, midget. Halftime, 14-0 Gators over the
I
Seminoles.
thought you put high.
Where's the bottom
You
line
really
on
are a
the
retard.
eye? But who's your celebrities?
Are we going with me?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can start.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta read the cold take. It'd be kind of redundant if I did both.
true. So the
All right,
first,
let's go.
I don't
The
even know what
fir-
that word means. To be honest with you, it sounded good.
the first one I picked is actually sports, and it's gonna be Henrik Lundqvist. I would love to have one of the best goalies of all time, who not won a championship, be at my dinner table. Plus, I mean, Thanksgiving, he's not American, so what is he? They don't do Thanksgiving, right? So it'd be different.
Where is he from?
Sweden.
Sweden. Well, yeah, yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's what I said, like where he's from and stuff. Like, has he celebrated when he was here before? Because obviously he played hockey during the time.
Right.
But yeah, I would definitely do Henrik Lundqvist. Kind of pick his brains, like what he thought about, like how he never won a goal. Like if he was on this Rangers team within his prime, could he have won? Because he was one of the best goalies.
Right.
but now they have scoring and stuff. No. Now they have scoring in the Rangers.
Goldberg did a third Mighty Ducks movie. I'm laughing because he said 4th of July is only an American thing. Sorry, England.
Sorry, English.
I didn't mean to laugh. It was just so funny the way he said it.
Another.
Lost all of our English listeners.
Oh man!
Oh,
hey,
darn
we were
it.
doing good at Poland for a little bit.
Polish soccer. I'm done.
So another person I thought about, and I was like, who would have a good time? Who would I like to have a good time? And it brought in comedy.
Yeah.
And Tony Hinchcliffe would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, quick with it, straight off the microphone, right? He does it. He meets these people that come in for 30, 40 seconds or whatever that they do a raffle, and then he immediately just attacks them, right?
Yep.
And they go back and forth if they're good. So he was one. Another one, because I was still thought of comedy, I got to go with Bert Kreischer. We all know I like Bert Kreischer. That dude is hilarious. So I think him and Tony would be great. Another person I picked would be pick Brett Favre. I think Brett Favre would be great. Just talk about. Oh,
Yeah, the way he popped out.
Brett Favre would be great, right? Kind of talk about like some of the greater things that have happened in the Packers. You know what he thought about playing in Green Bay, coming down from Mississippi and Atlanta, and all that stuff. And then the last person I had a hard time picking, and it went back to comedy. I think another person that would be great to have and kind of like see his rise of fame and talk to him about Matt Rife.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that would be perfect.
I've watched a lot of interviews with him. Yeah, he's goofy and everything, but he does kind of like have. You can tell he has a really serious persona about
Right.
things. Yeah, he's gonna throw a zinger in there, but like when he talks about himself, he's mellow and chill.
And honestly, I debated because another person that was on the outskirts, and that's why I said we got to leave it at 5, was Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I would definitely.
One thing I would want to talk about is
I would
how
never.
you
I would
keep
never
the same,
eat if Ryan Reynolds and Matt Rife are at the same table. I'm just saying.
But how would you keep the same?
I would
How
just
would
be
you
laughing
keep?
my ass off.
How would you keep the same persona? How do you keep the same persona of in real life as Deadpool? Right? He basically took Deadpool and made it himself.
Yeah, he did.
Like they're the same people now. But those are my 5.
Right. I mean, he got Rick Moranis to do a commercial. Like that takes balls.
See,
that guy doesn't want to do anything.
The next person I was gonna pick, though, that's why I said dead or anything too, is because I was thinking of people like Macho Man Randy Savage and stuff like that. Idols
I
growing
feel like
up.
he would complain about the food.
Who?
Oh, there's not Slim Jims here. I'm not eating the turkey.
Oh, we would have brought Slim Jims for it. If Macho Man's coming, you gotta have Slim Jims.
Let's not talk about Hogan, brother.
Oh, that's all we would talk about, and he could rap about.
Oh, God.
Yes, remember, guys, that did happen. We
Yep.
did have a Macho Man rap album. This is the greatest rap album of all time,
don't
next
know.
to John
Next
Cena's.
to John Cena.
Top 2 rap albums of all time. Sorry, Eminem. They deserve respect.
Basic economics. What about yours?
Okay, so I had Adam Sandler and Kevin James.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh.
First of all, you get Adam Sandler, he can sing the Turkey Day song.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think about that. I might have to change my. Sorry, Brett Favre. Adam Sandler's coming back.
Those were two
Man
people
thinking over here.
those are 2 people I watched growing up, watching all their movies and their TV shows. I thought it'd be pretty good. And then Thanksgiving, so that'd be pretty funny. And this is my third one is because I know she can cook, so she probably cooked some bomb ass food. Trisha Yearwood.
I thought you were gonna say Rachel Ray, and I was about to laugh. I was gonna say, go ask Uncle Roger about Rachel Ray.
I'd say Trisha Yearwood
I
because
was
she
going
can.
to say Julia Child.
Uncle Roger almost made my list, by the way.
I'd say Trisha Yearwood because I know she can cook some bomb ass fucking food.
Hey, look, she's taken though. You invite Trisha Yearwood. You gotta invite her husband.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
+1, I guess. I don't fucking care.
I think
You know who-
spouse is included on
Yeah,
this.
I don't.
Do you know who Trisha Yearwood's husband is?
Yeah, Chris Morris.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just act like it's nothing.
I'm like, I don't
What?
care. She's cooking
The
food.
best country singer of all time. You're like, yeah, whatever.
Okay. And
Yeah,
my last
definitely
2 are
number one.
sports. All right, sports players. First one is one of the greatest quarterbacks in Broncos history is John Elway.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Peyton
Tim
Manning.
Tebow.
Peyton
Oh.
Manning or Tim Tebow.
I thought you were gonna say Drew Lock.
God no.
Not so fast, midget.
Then the next one is one of the greatest pitchers of all time, and that's Nolan Ryan.
That'd be good.
Ooh.
Good table.
I
But
think.
yeah, I think we should add the stipulation +1 because I want Burt Kreischer's wife there because they're hilarious together.
I think Nolan Ryan and Garth Brooks would ghost us and just talk all the time about country music and baseball.
Hey,
What the
if
fuck
Garth,
invited you guys
I
here?
don't care if Garth Brooks is in my house. I don't give a shit. Crap.
Put mics everywhere. So I have 5. First one is Chris Rock and his wife.
That'd be great. Chris
Just-
Rock.
Everybody hates Chris. I've seen a lot of clips from the
Just
show.
make sure he doesn't talk about Will Smith's wife.
No, make sure. No, he can't. I just won't slap him. Another one was going off yours, but kind of going a little further down. David Spade.
Yes.
David Spade.
See what went in
And
his
then
mind
there's-
making Dickie Roberts.
The 2 females I had, both named Jennifer. One's Aniston. Who was the other one you were going to think of?
Huh?
Who did you think I was going to say?
For Jennifer?
Yeah.
No, when he said Aniston, I thought something else besides
Oh.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Gonna stuff for turkey?
Yeah.
Keep it in your pants, bro.
What? Oh, okay.
Back
And
on
then-
track. No
And then
stuff.
back on track. I just mentioned Jennifer Aniston. You got a hard on. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
She's hot though. I mean,
Yeah,
for
she
50
is.
years
For
old.
Keep it
50
in your
years.
pants, gas Barney Stinson.
So there's a reason I brought some of these celebrities, and I'll tell you why in a second. But another one would be Jennifer Lopez. We need a singer, somebody to laugh at, and then Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding, Brett Favre.
If you picked Aaron Rodgers over Brett Favre, I know he wouldn't show up. Okay, he could go high on ayahuasca. And forgot that he go on a dark trip for 30
I
days.
thought somebody was going to mention John Cena. I was like, he's already over there.
Yeah, he's actually Johnson is at everyone's table. Okay,
He's
you
at
just can't
everyone's
see him.
table. You just
Three
can't
what?
see him. Okay.
Who's your 3?
Mr. Google's at 3.
Jordan Peterson,
Jordan Pearson,
Joe Rogan,
Joe Rogan,
Oh, that
JD Vance.
JD Vance.
I would love to be at that Thanksgiving with Joe Rogan and JD Vance.
I think they give each other blowjobs.
Well, I think Vance is gonna. I think Vance is gonna. I think Vance is gonna be 2028.
Maybe.
I really think that's exactly why they did him as the vice president to get him into the office after Trump. But enough of the politics.
Well, the other 2 that I thought, but I didn't really. I started thinking about it was 2 coaches that aren't with coaching anymore is
Well-
Belichick and Saban.
One person I thought was Chuck Norris.
One person that I bet you are all surprised that didn't make my list.
Joe Henry.
No, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I was very surprised you didn't say Pat McAfee or Joe Andrew.
Yeah, you know what? I watched. I was thinking of Pat McAfee, and then I watched the roast of Tom Brady. I was like, "Yo, Tony Henson's got to go." But yeah, Pat
I thought I
McAfee.
was.
I thought I was too.
Pat McAfee though would be great to have.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have Nick Saban and Belichick, you got to have Pat McAfee.
Yes.
But I didn't want it strictly football. I wanted
No, I'm
to
just
kind of
saying
hit
if you were
different.
gonna have Nick Saban and Belichick, you would have to have Pat McAfee
Right.
because McAfee will bring out the personality in Belichick because he's already done it with Nick Saban.
And then, because I picked all these celebrities, there's, Brett Favre, obviously, like you're saying, I can talk to him about, his time in Green Bay and everything. And I want to talk more about him going to the Vikings or how'd he think about getting traded to the Jets.
Or what was his reasoning to go to the Vikings
Yeah.
after the Jets for the 1 year?
He said in his thing that he was sticking it to Green Bay. I mean, that was kind of obvious.
But is it because of the trade?
But was it because of the trade or was there somebody in Green Bay that pissed him off? David Spade and Chris Rock, we can talk different comedies that they've been in, different things that they've done. Chris Farley, talk about Farley a little bit because they grew
See,
up
I would
in that
like to
era.
have different Thanksgiving, right? Because I would like to have sports, and in sports would be like Pat McAfee, would be
Yep.
like Peyton Manning. I would want Eli Manning and Peyton Manning is going to be there, and then you can have the comedy section, which you could have all these people. Like
Right.
it's so hard to pick just 5
Oh
celebrities.
yeah, it was.
That's why I was like, let's
Yeah.
narrow it down because if not, we could talk about this big board for an hour
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
about who we would love to have.
Just
our
don't bring
Thanksgiving.
P Diddy. That's where.
Dang, that was gonna be number 6 on the list.
And a whole
'Cause
lot
y'all-
of baby oil.
He'll bring the baby oil. I needed some.
I needed some, man.
Not
I
just
needed
a
some.
little. He brings a whole truckload.
Hey, only after midnight. Dear FBI, we're not.
He
Serious.
was Johnson's and Johnson's #1 buyer for baby oil.
only after midnight. So with that being said, I think we should go into the promo.
Please.
Please.
Let's do it.
We're getting off the P Diddy. So our promo, we are always sponsored by B&L Creative Designs for all your woodworking needs. It is that holiday season, so please get online, order some stuff. We could probably still ship it to you, or they could probably still ship it to you just in time for the holidays. They got the lanterns, they got ornaments now for your tree. If you haven't set that up yet, gift card ornaments. But yeah, if they haven't set up the ornaments yet, you're doing it well because it's not December yet. We got the lanterns that can have the interchangeable faces. They got good cutting boards, charcuterie boards for all your holiday parties because you know that's big now.
Yep.
They do t-shirts, they do jewelry. Still got my bracelet on. Got his bracelet on. He lost his, I guess.
Oh no, I just keep forgetting to wear mine.
Again, they are B&L Creative Designs on Facebook, and then for Etsy, they're BL Creative Design Shop on Etsy. So yeah, hold on, we are fixing something. But yeah, go check them out. B&L Creative Designs on Facebook.
We're good.
And BL Creative Design Shop on Etsy. Talk, please.
Hello.
Okay, just want to make sure we were good.
Yeah.
On the
All right.
lights.
I saw it.
Well, you talked when I was talking, so I just want to
Oh,
make sure
sorry,
we were
sorry.
good.
Oh yeah, I was just want to make sure it popped out. I'm like, what
So
the
yeah,
fuck is
besides that technical difficulties of Carl not talking in the right time too, the promo, so that way he didn't have to say anything.
Right. Do the
Um,
promos on the promos.
promo on the promo.
Promo on the promo. I'm really glad there's an M there, not an N.
Prono.
Prono.
Flip the O and the R.
From the O and the R.
So good thing we got people who can spell. NFL time. NFL time. A lot happened.
Yes,
A lot happened.
I don't know where you want me to start. I've been out the last 2 weeks, so I can only go back
Well,
to last week.
Well, we're only going to go back to
Last week.
technically Thursday. Let's go. I mean, we could talk about Monday, but I mean, there's a lot that I sucked on Thursdays.
Well, Monday night was the Ravens. We'll just do a quick recap. Ravens Chargers, great game. Ravens pulled it out 30-23.
And thank you, Derrick Henry, for giving me the win by like 0.5 points.
Thank you, Lamar Jackson, for beating your dad. Even though it wasn't much, but
It was enough to win.
it was enough to win. Well, and then was it? What was the last Sunday night? Yeah, forget about it. We had a firing yesterday.
Yes, we did because of a result of a Thanksgiving Day game.
So
Black Friday was very gloom for this guy, Matt Eberflus.
no longer the head
Bye
coach.
bye.
No longer the head
Yeah,
coach of the
that-
Chicago
that-
Bears.
That last 2 minutes was horrible.
Wasn't so much the last
The
2
last
minutes.
2 minutes, the
the
last
last-
season has
The,
been
la-
horrible.
the last 40 seconds, what really brought him down.
They 26
I
seconds
think Matt
left.
Nagy could have won that game.
Well, you got 26 seconds left, and you're running up to the line of scrimmage, or you're already on almost to the line of scrimmage, pretty much. You have a timeout left. You're down by 3. The way Chicago walked up to the line and took their time to snap it, because again, 26 seconds left. The snap didn't come for another 21 seconds. And you're already there. It's not like you had to run all the way down the field. And if you had to run all the way down the field, it still doesn't take 21 seconds.
No.
And they still have one timeout. They
I
could
can
have
run
taken
100
the timeout.
yards in less than 21 seconds.
They could have taken the one timeout.
Right. And we have an update. We have
an update. It's probably touchdown Texas,
There's a rumor
14 to
that Matt
nothing.
Eberflus is still on Ford Field waiting to use his last timeout.
Right. Oh, he realized it doesn't carry over to the next game. I think he just realized that when he got fired,
Right.
which is funny. Earlier in the day or whatever, they said, he goes, okay, I'm preparing for San Francisco now. And then he got fired
Yeah.
like 4 hours later.
Right. And
Right.
it should have.
But I mean, the
Go
thing
ahead.
is, when you got a timeout left and clearly your team probably quit on you or
To a
whatever
point.
they were doing to you, you called the timeout and just send the field goal kicker out.
Yep.
So even if they quit on you, you're going to lose your job probably at the end of the season because the Bears have never fired anyone in the middle of the season.
Nope,
Yeah,
never
no,
have.
So they probably were going to keep you at least to the end of the season. So you know you're looking for another job. You know your team quit on you. You call the timeout with 10 seconds left and either kick the field goal, go, hey, we got 2 plays. You do these 2 plays. And if you feel like your team quit on you, you just send the field goal unit out and see what you can get.
Right.
Okay, now do you
Just so you're applying for your next job, pretty much. The resume.
Right.
now do you think that this head coaching job, you think the OC, who's going to be one of the number 1 candidates for all the head coaching jobs available right now, do you think he will go to Chicago?
Which OC?
The OC for the Lions.
You said the OC. You didn't say
I meant
which
to
OC.
say- I meant to
Yeah,
say
you
the
didn't really
OC
clarify that.
I
The
think
OC
Ben
for the
Johnson-
Bears?
Ben Johnson, the OC.
The
for
OC
No.
the OC for the Bears is the current head coach. That's why he was confused.
And he moved up quick, and the team likes that OC. The players love that OC.
Mhm.
I think the OC for the Bears, if they can win out or do really well at the end of the season, he might take the job
Oh yeah.
because the team loves him. The offense has played better under him as the offensive
Oh yeah.
coordinator.
Totally. I've seen that.
So if he's the head coach and the team can get better, then yes.
I say Ben Johnson goes to Jacksonville.
I don't think Ben Johnson's going to go to the Bears.
No.
No.
Not because I don't think he's going to do that to the Lions. I just don't think he's going to go to the Bears.
Yeah.
I think right now the Bears are going to look at their OC right now because he moved up real quick and how much that team actually played better under him. They might look at that because they're going to want an offensive coach
Well,
for Caleb Williams and everybody.
Oh yeah.
And they played well against the Packers, just couldn't get it done. They played well against the Vikings, couldn't get it done.
They want a coach.
They should have
that-
won against. They should have won against all
that
three of
could-
these teams.
They want.
They
a
should have
coach-
won the Hail Mary game. They should have won too.
This is my
Go
opinion.
ahead.
They want a coach that they can come in and help key the pieces that they already have and help try to build a championship team.
Well, you need an offensive coach because you need an offensive line
Yes.
Yes.
too. So you're going to have an offensive-minded coach.
Exactly.
You're going to want a. You're not going to want a
Your
defense
mic's on
coordinator.
And yeah, exactly. So you want an offensive mind that can help develop the rookie quarterback that is doing decent this year. And so you want that. Plus, also you need to get O-line help because you can't have your rookie quarterback run for his life the entire fucking game.
Also looked like Caleb Williams was a little gassed at the end of the game. He was taking some shots by the lines there towards the end of the game too. You all right over there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's,
Okay.
my thing.
Oh, we have technical
Okay,
difficulty.
sorry.
Now
Oh,
we got an update. Kansas State took the lead on Iowa State 14-12.
17.
17, 14,
It
17.
looks like 12 from over here.
That's a 7, buddy. Anyways, okay,
looks like
so
it's
speaking
even
of the
erased.
NFL, do you think
17-14, sorry.
who do you think wins can you predict who do you think wins MVP?
You're going to say this because of Saquon Barkley, aren't you?
I think Saquon and Derrick Henry should be the front runners
Yeah.
Yes.
because they have consistently played
Oh,
well.
yeah.
But I
It's gonna
think
come back down to a quarterback because it's always been a quarterback.
maybe
war.
I don't know. Because here's the thing: yeah, Lamar's doing great and everything. You can give it to Lamar. Do you think they're going to give it to Lamar again? The NFL is not used to giving it 2 straight years to a guy.
No.
Favre back in the 90s.
Favre,
Manning.
right? But they're not used to it, right? Especially when you got running backs who are playing so well for
Better.
their team.
Mhm.
You got running backs playing so well for their team, right?
Right.
Again, if you don't have Derrick Henry, how many of those games does Baltimore win?
Well, I mean,
Because their play is different. Their play is
Yeah.
different.
Oh yeah.
they definitely got the advantage.
I
with
think
Derrick Henry.
Saquon. I think Saquon's in the lead over Derrick Henry,
Yes.
only because I think that's a bigger dynamic than Derrick Henry. Because again, they were winning with. I mean, they're both winning without the
yeah.
other team, but Saquon does more for the Eagles, I think,
Yes.
than Derrick Henry does for the Ravens. Because the rushing yards would just go to Lamar instead of Derrick Henry.
Right, because
Right.
you look because this is pretty much the same Eagles team that it was last year, with a couple different key pieces that they drafted with Cooper Eugene and Blankenship and all that. But then you added a running back to this offense. Now all of a sudden they're one of the top teams in the NFL.
But if we're gonna talk about MVP, Josh Allen.
Oh yeah.
For quarterback, Josh Allen, and then I think it's Saquon and Derrick Henry. I think those are your 3 should be your 3 front runners.
And if this team was winning better, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow,
Joe
yeah.
Burrow.
If they
Joe Burrow
were,
would be number
if
one.
they get it
Yes.
together, yes, maybe.
Because Joe Burrow leads the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Cincinnati also has a receiver that has the most receiving yards and most catches and most receiving touchdowns.
And this is why you wanted to bring it up because you wanted to bring up the Joe Burrow thing.
yeah, because this is about a team, 2 guys that are on a losing. And
If you
not
did
so
not
good
have
team.
Joe Burrow, you're losing most of those games.
Oh yeah,
I know you only won like 4 or 5, but you're gonna lose.
you're
Those
at least
4 or
gonna be like
5.
a 1 in.
They were going
19.
toe to toe with the Washington. They were going toe to toe
Chiefs.
with Chiefs, the
Yes.
Baltimore. This very easily. I know they're 4-7,
Uh,
5-7.
They could easily be 7-4. They could easily be
they could
7
be only have one
They could
loss.
be 9-1. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
4-7.
I
Yeah.
think they could be 10-1. Here's
Yeah.
the
Yes.
thing. I think this year
They need a
the
fire
NFL
to
needs
see.
to look at Joe Burrow and go, maybe we give it to a guy on a losing team because again, it's most valuable player. If
Yeah.
he is the best player in the league, you got to give it to him. I don't care if he's on a bad team.
Right.
I know they're not going to, but then you
No.
need to rename it to MVP on a winning team,
Mhm.
not the MVP.
My thing is Doc Smith never won with Washington, so why would Joe Burrow win?
Because Joe Burrow's leading everything, leading passing yards, leading touch. Like if
Alex Smith did too. He was fucking killing
he wasn't number one in those stats, I don't think those years.
Right.
it. He wasn't. He was in the top.
Okay, top 3. Don't need to give it to him. You're number 1. You got to give it to him.
Right.
He's clearly the best player.
You're not going to convince anybody of that.
I don't care, but
Because
if Roger
you're
Goodell
on
wants
a-
to be a good commissioner
because-
and the NFL wants to be a good committee and actually have respect and on that name, then maybe they should give it to Joe Burrow.
No, because
Then they're frauds.
Because they look at like
Then they're frauds.
Right.
This team's not even gonna make the playoffs.
Hey, look, at least Mr. Robert Manfraud over there who ruins MLB by calling his trophy a hunk of metal. They all thought about giving it to DeGrom on a losing team because he was the best pitcher. Almost, but again, thought and that it was never a part of conversation until he did it.
Right.
See, 'cause
So
the
it's not been a part of conversation until Joe Burrow's doing it.
See, the first thing that everyone looks
Especially
at,
when you got all
the
these-
NFL and the people that vote for them, everything looks at. They don't look at stats. They look at the team and the success that the team has. If they have a losing record, they don't look at the player. They don't
No.
look at the stats.
Neither did MLB until again, it doesn't happen until someone makes it happen, right?
Exactly.
So if Joe Burrow ends the season with 35 touchdowns, 40 touchdowns, I don't know how many interceptions he's in now, but 4, 3, 5.
Yeah.
Say he doesn't throw another pick. 40 touchdowns, 45 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, number 1 in passing yards, number 1 in touchdowns, number 1 touchdown interception ratio, number 1 yards, all that stuff.
His team doesn't make the playoffs. He's not going to win the MVP.
But they will look at him.
They will not look at it because the team will not make the playoffs.
Because they all look.
Okay.
All they do.
Valuable player for
You can get angry at me all you want, but we're talking MVP, most valuable player.
You're right.
Most valuable. He is not valuable. He's still valuable if he's not winning. He's playing his heart out. He's still valuable. It's not his fault. He doesn't play defense. It's not his fault. No one else blocks for him. It's not his fault. I'm tired of this stupid ass conversation. Move on. Don't get angry at me when it's most valuable. You started getting loud. I'm getting loud back. I don't care. It's most valuable. And I don't care if this goes viral or not. I don't care if anyone calls me an idiot. It's most valuable. I know, but I'm just saying it's most valuable. I'm getting angry because people want to throw. Well, they're not winning. It don't matter. He is still more valuable than freaking Lamar throwing 10 interceptions. More valuable than fucking Patrick Mahomes, who's 9-1 because the damn refs go, false start. Oh, wait, you got the fumble? We're going to blow it dead before the fumble. But then when you recover the fumble, oh, illegal most shift. Oh, we got to let the Chiefs win because Taylor Swift paid us our billions of dollars. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people wanting to go, Pat Mahomes is the greatest. But yeah, here's Joe Burrow having the best stats out of anybody, and yet he's not considered valuable. Then how about he sits out and let's see what the Bengals do. If they don't win a damn game, you give it to them. Just like injuries. Pisses me off when someone gets injured, they don't get MVP. Why? They started losing without him. He's most valuable. If they lose without him, isn't he the most valuable player?
The only thing you can say
If
about
a
that
team goes 10-0 and a player gets injured and they don't make the playoffs,
Right.
wasn't that guy the most valuable player? Can't deny it because they lost without him.
I'm agreeing with you. The league is going to look at it and say that guy wasn't healthy when they gave him the award.
And I just get fired up when we throw the name
Yeah.
MVP out. Sorry for yelling. I just get fired up
Right.
because we throw the name MVP out, but clearly not. But yet we threw out best pitcher for Cy Young. And DeGrom almost won, and they were talking about it. Yes, they looked at the wins and losses when it came down to it. But the fact that no one like him has ever been in the conversation until he
Right.
did it. If Joe Burrow continues doing what he's doing, no one's looked at it until he did it. He may not win, but he will be up there for conversation because they'll look and go, he had the best stats out of any quarterback.
Right.
The only problem with, and I don't think he's going to win, is because of the fact that you have 2 running backs having phenomenal seasons.
Yeah. And you got a guy in Buffalo who is doing the exact same thing that Joe Burrow's doing, less stat wise.
Well, yeah,
And
but
putting the team on his back and trying to beat.
that's
the
why I
Chiefs.
think Saquon's going to win versus Derrick Henry.
Right.
Because again, you take Derrick Henry out, I still think you have a great offense through the Ravens. You take Saquon out. What did they do last year without Saquon? They weren't that great. They added Saquon, and now they're phenomenal. Which, by the way, whoever that person is in New York's not going to have a job.
Well, I mean,
that GM.
We let Danny Dimes go. So
I thought they already fired the GM.
no, that was the Jets.
That was the Jets that fired the GM and the head coach.
Okay. I thought it was.
No,
Well,
no.
I mean-
And the Giants are going to fire their GM because you let Saquon walk and you pay Danny Dimes, and then he's gone now
Oh yeah.
because he had a horrible. He's just horrible. But we're talking MVP.
Yep.
The top 5 MVP right now, I don't care about records, should be Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Saquon, Derrick Henry, and probably Lamar.
Mhm.
But because you got 2 on one team, they're not going to win. I don't think Lamar and Henry are going to win because you can't have 2 MVPs on one team. Because if you took Lamar out, you have a worse team. You take Derrick Henry out, Lamar could still be up there. I think that's why Derrick Henry's not going to win.
Baltimore has faltered in the previous seasons when Lamar Jackson was hurt. Remember, they were on this hot streak, lost 6 in a row.
Who's the backup? It's not what's the name?
It's not Huntley anymore, but they lost 6 in a row, didn't make the playoffs. Season later, they lose, they faltered a little bit, but they were able to get in the playoffs with Huntley. I don't know who their backup is this year. But
that's why I say if you lose, that's why I don't think Derrick Henry is going to win.
Either Josh Johnson or Devin Leary.
I don't think Derrick Henry is going to win.
87-year-old Josh Johnson. Sorry about that, Zach.
I don't think Derrick Henry will win. I think the top 4 is pretty much Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Saquon. Again, if you didn't have Saquon doing what he's doing,
well, he put himself in the list last week.
And you don't have
with 255.
And if Josh Allen falters or gets hurt, then you would have to look at Joe Burrow. I don't think they're going to look at him again. Wins, loss. Yes, I understand, but I'm just tired of everyone throwing that out there that they're not going to look at it because we're talking about the most valuable player. And when you're number 1 in the stats, clearly number 1, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Because it's not your fault. You're not playing defense. You're not playing offensive line. You're not the coach. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're not turning. What did we say? 25-4?
Something like that, yeah. Was it
1 for 4
or something?
He has a 25, like one every 4 touchdowns is the interception. That's amazing.
Well, I'm agreeing with you. Goff could be in that conversation.
27
I think he's like 7th or 8th.
27-4.
I think
so.
Goff
You're almost at you said 27, so you're almost what?
7-1, right?
7-1.
Almost. But they play Pittsburgh tomorrow. Yeah.
But Jared Goff's not going to win it because he threw like 7 interceptions in that one game.
And they still won that game.
Yeah, but he's not going
to. It was 5, and they still managed to win that game.
But when he's for 5, you're not going to win that game.
And here's another thing. Texans lose that game. They get 5 interceptions. They get 8 sacks on the Titans last week and still lose. How much more does this defense got to do? Seriously.
Right.
No, I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You do those things, you're 90% of the
Well, when
time.
CJ Stroud throws 2 interceptions and maybe it throws a touchdown or no touchdowns.
So let's get the Texans defense with Cincinnati and see what happens. That's where I'm. That's
if you did that, probably undefeated team.
Probably.
If you get the Cincinnati's offense with a good defense, you would have to flip the record. There would probably have a 10-win team.
How much has that offensive line just improved since that Super Bowl year?
A lot.
What, Cincinnati?
Yes.
They invested a lot
that Super Bowl year. I mean, he was getting killed, and they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Donald, they would have won.
Now they have the offensive line, and they can't win.
Yeah, they can't stop anybody.
That year, they set the record. They broke David Carr's record, I think, of 80-something sacks with his 91.
Yeah, he got sacked 7 times against the Titans in that playoff game, and they kicked the game winner.
Oh, yeah.
I think he got sacked 4 or 5 in that Super Bowl. I don't think the Chiefs got to him in that AFC title game. It was like 1 or 2, but
yeah. I think I would have trusted David Carr's O-line better than that O-line.
So back to the games.
Yep. Cowboys won. Good job, Google.
Yeah, Cowboys won. They still didn't win. No, they did win at home.
Yeah,
That was their first
27
home win.
First home win of the calendar
And
year.
we didn't pick him at all.
No.
Well, to be fair, when we picked, we thought it was going to be Danny DeVito or Tom.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito.
You got me on Danny DeVito when you said it earlier.
Okay, we're not having a war throwing the football.
Hey, you said Danny DeVito earlier. Tommy Cutlets. That's why I think I said Tommy Cutlets. But Tommy, we thought he was going to play, and it ended up being Drew Lock. Well, now we see why Drew Lock was a third string quarterback.
Yep.
And then we had the Packers and the Dolphins. Green Bay won.
30.
Did their thing. McKinney got another pick, didn't he?
There was no turnovers in that game, I don't think. No,
I thought there was a turnover.
Dua actually had good stats in this game. Stat-wise, he looked all right. He kind of got a little slow starting, but no, he didn't.
Well, I mean, he's horrible in cold games because
Well, they just took advantage of the bad defensive line the Dolphins have. Has been decimated by injuries, but
they ran.
they ran the ball.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jake was, I swear every time I looked up, he was getting 10 yards. I mean, they couldn't stop him.
And then the corners got hurt for the Dolphins. I mean, a lot of defensive injuries in this Thanksgiving window.
All the games.
Detroit got hurt 5 times on the defensive side. Dallas and
And
Giants
New
got-
York got like
New York.
5 or 6 times. And the Dolphins got hurt a few times.
Yeah. They had a couple
Yeah.
guys in the secondary. We're getting really thin in that secondary, but the weather conditions, you're not really going to throw the ball. Jalen Ramsey was still out there, but he can't do it all. There again, most valuable player on a bad team.
Right.
No, it's not bad
No,
because they
he's
don't
not
throw like
valuable anymore. 9-time Pro Bowl selection, by the way. 7-time All Pro. Chiefs won, and I know you wanted to talk about the ending of that game.
I think I already hit it.
You hit it pretty good there.
It was. See, the only problem I have, it might have been illegal formation. The thing is, you were blowing the whistle dead before anyone jumped on the ball.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he got it. I'm like, oh, it's false start. It's not going to count. And then it turns into illegal. They discuss it for a while and they come back and say illegal formation or illegal shift.
Then it should have been a penalty and replay and do the down. It wasn't a turnover because you already blew the play dead.
But because that's why people are saying because the Chiefs jumped on it, they changed what it was. The thing is, if it's a legal shift or illegal formation or any of that stuff, you play the down and then the down counts.
Right.
The only time you don't replay or keep the thing going is if it's a false start.
Mhm.
So that's why I was like, oh, it's a false start because they were blowing the whistle while they're diving on the ball.
Right.
So that's why it's such a controversy now, and that's why I said pay Taylor Swift. But again, it looks very suspicious that Taylor Swift was there and the refs are cheating for them, right?
Mhm.
Supposedly the refs are cheating for them. Just the way it looked, it was that way.
Right.
And if you go back, all the games that she's there, all the Chiefs get the calls. Maybe she is paying them.
Mm-hmm. All I know is 11-1 team, and the only team they actually played, they lost to this year.
The only winning team, right?
They played other competition. They're not that great. Yeah, they
They were
winning
13-point favorites. The spread was 13.
Mhm. I never told my upset.
Yeah, you did.
The game earlier this year, they only won by 8. And that's their largest margin of victory this year. The game they lost by 9. Like they're in the playoffs. They clinched the spot yesterday. I don't know if they'll probably get the division in a few weeks.
And they might get the number 1.
Thank you.
But you're looking at some of these other teams. I look at Baltimore. Baltimore almost had them. It was that close,
But
it's the
literally a
opener.
toe on the line.
Toe on the line. I'm looking at some of these teams. Pittsburgh still has to play them again. I know Houston has to play them. These are potential playoff teams. I'm not saying these guys are going to make our end yet. Atlanta is a playoff team. Took them to the limit. I got the list of teams.
I mean, they'd only have to play them in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't think the Chiefs are making the Super Bowl. I don't feel confident in them making it.
I don't either because I look at the AFC and you have a Buffalo team, you have a Pittsburgh team,
You have a Buffalo team that this year looks
You
like
still
it
have a
just-
Ravens team.
you have a
like
Ravens
last
team.
year from this year just flipped this switch and they're just different.
Here's the thing.
His
We always
team would have won had it not been for a blocked field goal.
Oh yeah.
right.
So go ahead. Sorry.
Here's how I look at it. Right. We always talk about Tom Brady playoffs. Tom Brady playoff Patriots. But any of those seasons, did you go in and go? I don't know about the Patriots. Not as much as you do about the Chiefs this year.
No.
This is the biggest. I don't think they're gonna go
because
to the
of
Super
fact
Bowl
is
because they've
the
been
only
so close.
solid part about this team that you for sure is their defense.
Yeah.
The for sure
And
unsure you
Mahomes
put-
being able to get out of whatever as he's being sacked, throwing it before he gets down, and just getting a random person to catch the ball.
Red shirt. Here you go. It's
Or-
a
or-
lineman.
he tried
the little
doing
jump
that
pass
during
or whatever.
Buffalo and it failed twice.
Okay, one team again.
Yeah.
He's done it
Multiple
10,
times.
11 other games.
Oh yeah, and the first thing that's unsure is their offense. Their offense is not as
And if-
good as was last year or the year before.
And yeah, Buffalo has his number. You're right. And the regular season,
Yeah,
they don't win when it counts. They don't win when it matters
Mm-mm.
against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
I think the only time I ever questioned Patriots with Tom Brady is when they were playing Peyton Manning. Because, head to head, you never know what's going to go down. Last possession game, whoever has the ball last usually wins those games.
Yes.
That is the only time I ever said, yeah, Tom Brady, I don't know. Other times I'm like,
But going into the playoffs, right?
Going
No
into
matter
playoffs.
what they did in the regular
Yeah.
season, you were still like, they'll be fine in the playoffs.
yeah.
We're not saying, I don't think any of us are
Right.
here going, yeah, they're going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Now, the thing that gets me is it 17-0 Google or is it 21-0? 17-0 Texas over Texas A&M. They win tonight.
Hook
they
'em.
go to the SEC championship
Against
game
Georgia.
against Georgia.
And that's a rematch from their loss.
Yep.
And I
both-
don't think it's going to be as bad as it was the
No,
last
I
time.
don't think so either. And we'll get into NCAA, but Texas and Georgia are going to make the playoffs, though. That's just my opinion. I think.
I think we should give our playoff picture look. What we think could be in the
Oh, yeah,
playoffs.
Michigan's number one. So
Michigan deserves that. But they beat Ohio State. They should replace Ohio State
yeah, we'll just do
For
it.
the
because
first-
Michigan is that great.
for the first time in 5 years, I actually have hope that my team might actually make a wild card spot.
Yeah,
We went to college and then you went straight to your team. I'm
I
like,
mean, you got to play.
the Badgers are not playing. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about NFL. I'm like,
You
for the
can get
first time
back
in
on
8
the
years, for the first time in 8 years, a team actually have hope my team might actually make the playoffs.
Don't overlook the Browns on Monday night.
I know.
That's all I'm going to say about Denver. They got to go in focus. Sean Payton will get them ready.
Oh yeah, you
They
got
got
to
to go in because
See, the Broncos have to go into every game looking into that game.
yes,
Don't look for the Chiefs the next time.
Don't
Don't
look
look
for
for
the
a playoffs.
Chargers.
Don't look for anything besides who's in front of us. And Sean Payton is a great coach to go, we got this game. Focus on this team.
and the reason I'm saying Cleveland is a obviously the record doesn't show, but since they've had Winston, they're a 500 team. They can go into any game right now and
Oh, yeah.
win because they got Chubb, they got Winston, they got good quarterback play. Who knows if Kevin Stefanski keeps his job or not? But this is a different team. They have a different look.
And they have a
different mindset.
decent defense.
Yeah, they have a
See,
decent
Jerry
team.
Judy tweeted this. He's like, "Oh, I'm ready to go in Denver and kick their fucking ass." I'm
Well, he's
like,
just upset that he got
Traded.
He gone.
He gone.
yeah,
And it might have been for the better. What's looking like right now for
yeah.
him.
See,
For both.
for the first half of the season, it was looking like Jane Daniels was gonna win the Rookie of the Year, just run away with it. But now it's looking like
Not
might-
so fast.
Not so
It's Bo
fast,
Nix.
midget. Yeah.
I'm thinking it might be Bo
I don't
Nix.
think Bo Nix still, right? Because I still think Jane Daniels has a great shot.
Yes.
But if the trajectory keeps going, Jane Daniels is not going to get it.
They have a chance to get their season back on track tomorrow as they play Tennessee at home. But Tennessee,
Washington, right?
Yeah, Tennessee is a feisty team too.
They are.
Oh yeah.
They are. Didn't they?
They just beat Houston last week.
Exactly.
They've been
Oh,
taking
yeah.
teams to the limit here these last.
He must
few
be
weeks.
putting that mayo in his coffee again.
Some of these teams that are 2-8,
That
2-9,
is a weird
they don't have anything to
quarterback.
play for.
A weird quarterback, a weird person. You said quarterback. It's a weird person putting
Who
mayo in
puts
his coffee.
mayo in their coffee?
I don't care if he played anything.
I don't even. Is he the one? Is he starting right now?
Yeah, Will Levis.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, because
Levis.
he got sacked 8 times and still won. That's legendary. I'm sorry. See what I did there? Legendary.
Legendary.
And
Yeah,
Manny's
Barney
in the coffee.
Stinson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But no, they yeah. When he said he has a mayo like
He did
an
not
NIL
see
deal.
the Mayo commercial with
Exactly.
him doing the freaking stretch. Oh my god, that's weird.
mayo.
I think the only really good. Well, we're looking at
Touchdown
tomorrow's
Iowa State, by the way, 24-14.
games. All right.
Field
And-
goal Florida State.
Florida.
Florida, my bad, 17.
Don't ever get them two mixed
First
up.
of all, I didn't see the 3 before. I saw last time I checked those 14.
It looks like 173 to me, but I'm just
Florida 173, Florida State. We're not even gonna put the score.
They have who cares if they have a family?
If it was 173-0, I'd walk off the field if I was Florida State. I would just stop playing.
I would stop playing, enter the transfer portal. get the hell
I
out of
would
there.
rage
Back
quit.
to like the Bo Nix thing. And one thing I liked about him and how the coaches and Sean Payton was coaching him that like everyone's like, oh, he's a bust because in the first few games he threw like 5 picks. But since those games, he's thrown 1 pick.
You
Right.
need those type of games to make you a better player, though.
Oh yeah.
No, that's
But
what happens.
The thing is, you're gonna learn on when you get thrown into a starting position, right? And you're not number 1, number 2 overall, and you're down a little bit. You're not always NFL ready.
Yeah.
So, but Sean Payton is a great coach and mentor to get you NFL ready.
Mhm.
So yes, you're gonna have growing pains at first. It's can you overcome them? Some
Yeah.
quarterbacks can. Daniel Jones can't. Right?
yeah.
Mitch Trubisky couldn't. Justin Fields didn't really have a chance. But
Yeah.
these quarterbacks, when they get thrown in, it's pretty much, are you ready now? Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sam Darnold was not ready.
No.
Now he is.
Exactly. And like given his age, everyone's like, oh, he has to start now. But he was a 4-year starter. So
Michael Penix is 25, backing up Kirk Cousins.
yeah.
Yeah, there's to me, there is, I don't, unless you've been an 8-year starter, Cam Rising,
Yeah.
there is no reason to where you go to the NFL and you have to start now
Yes.
because you still have a rookie contract. Yes.
Yes.
You would love to for your quarterback to come in and be 20 years old and ready to go. So you have another 12, 13, 14 years with him.
I
Hell,
mean,
even 20 years old, you could even have 20 years with him if
Right.
he's that good, right? Like Tom Brady.
Exactly.
But realistically, if you can get 10 to 12 years solid play out of your quarterback position, you're good. Because what do they say happens if you bust on a quarterback in the draft in the first round? And then you're without a quarterback like the Giants are now. You
Right.
set your franchise back how many years?
4 or 5.
10. They usually say 10 years. Because now you got to get a guy in. You got to hope that's the guy.
Yep.
And if that's
Right.
the guy, it might take him a couple years to be phenomenal again. So you set, they say 10 years if you miss on the quarterback, 5 to
See.
10 years. So you hope to get 10-year play out of your quarterback, at least 10-year solid play, and then maybe another 5 years of good play, and then there's 15 years.
Right. And one thing, I mean my words, because when I first learned that Sean Payton was getting hired and DC was going to be fantastic, so I'm like, oh, that's not going to work out. But now, like, our defense is one of the best defenses in the league. I'm like, oh, shit, that actually worked.
Well, look what he did with the Saints. Great defense. Drew Brees ended up being a great quarterback. I'm not saying Bo Nix is going to be Drew Brees, but you got to get your defense right with who you got.
Mhm.
Now you got your quarterback. Now you got to build around that quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I definitely see that we need weapons. Like,
Carl, you got the floor.
Point that I wanted to bring up about Sean Payton. He missed on a lot of free agent offensive targets to get his offense better. Maybe missed out on some Super Bowls. He wanted defensive play. He's like, we're not going to go anywhere if we don't have a defense. Because for the longest time, there were shootouts down in the dome, 50 to 40.
Cincinnati.
Yep. And he went and got a defense. Now they're putting up 40. The defense may only give up 20. You're winning your tilts.
Cincinnati's learning that
Yeah.
right now.
Go get your defense.
yeah.
You got your offense set, get your defense. If you
Yeah.
got your defense set, get your
off-
quarterback, and now build
Yep.
around it. See,
Right.
that's the way you got to win. You got to get your quarterback, you got to get him, but then you got to build around him.
And defense.
Yeah.
Denver's defense has been good for the last couple.
Like
of
that's
years.
what the Bears got to do right now.
Since-
Right now, they got to get their offensive line.
I'd say is this: since John Fox was our head coach when he left, we've always had a great defense. We've always had a good or decent defense. And so I think when first Sean Payton, when first Sean Payton got here, his idea was like, okay, what can I do? How can I do this? So I mean, our defense was decent, but we also needed an offense. Like he got all line help and a decent quarterback with fucking Russell Wilson.
Who's doing good with the Steelers, by the way?
Surprisingly.
Right. I just don't think that was a great match with Russell Wilson.
I don't
in
think it's a
Denver.
surprise. He's throwing some darts out there. He's looking like the one from not completely like Seattle. He's throwing
Prime
it. He's
Seattle. Prime Seattle.
Prime-
Like Super
kind
Bowl
of-
Seattle.
kind of
Yeah.
prime Seattle. He's running around in the pocket, running around 50 yards, throwing it 60. On
He
a
went to
dime.
Denver for the money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
No, I
And
think
That's why I'm always. Well, we knew Russell Wilson might be able to bounce back, and
Yeah.
and we all had our disbeliefs, right, because of what he did in Denver.
yes.
But we also thought maybe he could do it because he's done it before.
This is my honest opinion.
But that's why I'm a big believer on you might just need to change the scenery.
Yeah.
Right. This is my honest opinion. I think what you said, it was just the coaching and the differences. It's like
Mhm.
With when he had in Seattle, he had an office coordinator, but he also had an offensive-minded head coach, Pete Carroll, where he can go to, hey, what can I do this? I do that.
Was
So
it Pete
when
Carroll? Was he offense or defense minded?
Offense.
Pete
Because they had a
Carroll-
great defense.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Dan Quinn. That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh, yeah, Dan
Legion
Quinn
of
did
Boom-
come
Dan
there.
Quinn was Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
The thing
And,
go ahead. Are you done?
And the thing is, but now when he went to Denver, he only had one coach, and that was just the offensive coordinator. So
Well-
it's kind of difference.
We kind of knocked on him because of that game he played against the Jets. We were thinking Rodgers, Wilson. I'm going to give the edge to the Jets because we don't know we're going to get out of Wilson. First quarter was bad. The rest of the three fucking rocked it. Just threw for 300 yards, and he hadn't played all year. Remember, he had that calf injury in training camp. That's why Fields was starting. And everybody's like, "Oh, Mike Tomlin, what are you doing?" I have no idea. I'm going to put Wilson in just to see what he can do.
And he kept
And he
again.
just keeps going. And I don't
Oh, yeah.
understand how Mike Tomlin just makes a fucking roll of the dice decision and has another winning season.
Good coach.
And he's a
He's a
great,
great
freaking
coach.
He's props to you, dude. Shout out to Mike Tomlin.
The only coach in NFL history who never had a losing season.
And he's been there, what, 12 years?
17.
17?
17.
Damn,
since
it's been
Bill
that
Cowher
long.
left. Since Bill Cowher
But
left.
still, it's been that long. Dang,
yeah.
like I didn't know it's been that long.
Oh, yeah.
17 years and you're not under 500?
No.
Well, you're also talking to a franchise who historically has only had 3 head coaches in the last 50 plus
Right.
fucking years.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm just strictly
He's talking
talking
about
17 years
Yeah.
and you have not been less than 500. Hall of Fame coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether you won Super Bowls or not, that right there just speaks of how great of a coach you are.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yep.
think of great coaches that have had more losing seasons than him. Belichick.
Andy Reid.
Yep.
Everybody but him. He's the only one.
I mean,
Everybody.
not even, you can't even just say if he was like 3 years, you could throw it out the window, right? 10 years maybe, but 17 years. So think of how long coaches have been a coach for 17 years. And you
Right.
could take every coach for 17 years. And I guarantee you can at least count two losing seasons for most of them. At
Most,
least
yeah.
2.
Mhm.
Andy Reid, you could probably count 2. You could probably count 2 for Belichick.
I think when they compared it to all the head coaches in NFL history, Don Shula, John Madden are the only ones that have came close to what he's done. John Madden only coached 10 years with the Raiders, never had a losing season. This guy is 17. He's almost doubling that. That's not a knock on John. Everybody knows how much I love John Madden, but Mike Cowher did have a couple of losing seasons. 99 was a 6-10 year. You didn't know? I think I knew that, did you? I'm just kidding.
No, he just asked. He
Oh,
just
he just
asked because
asked.
he wanted to know because I don't think he knew.
There was,
I didn't know.
There was a couple seasons in the 90s where they were. I think since 2000 they didn't have one. They look it up if you want, fact checker or something.
Since Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but well, I mean, he had Cordell Stewart back.
Just type in when's the last time the Steelers had a losing season,
I think it was 2007.
which was right before you joined.
Yeah, which was Cowher's last season. But Madden never had a losing season in the 10 years he coached. Shula, I don't know if he had a losing season, but he had all those wins. So I don't know where he stacks up.
You know how old I am? You know what year I was born?
Yeah, you're 21.
2003.
21 years ago when they had a losing season.
So after you were born,
Were they 6-10?
03,
2006 and 10.
6 and 10, 2003 under Bill Cowher.
Tommy Maddox was their quarterback.
21.
Yep.
21 years. That's just
That's a
football
great
organization.
franchise. Yeah.
You're also talking to a franchise that historically in the last 50 years have only had 3
But
head coaches.
Again,
You've already mentioned that.
again, we don't. Yeah, you mentioned that twice.
I know. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying
It's
that.
a good stat. Okay, it's a good stat.
But if you look at 21 years, right? 21 years, and you have not had a losing season.
if they win tomorrow, he clinches it.
This
They're
is
8-2.
also an organization that doesn't go, okay, you had a bad year when we expect excellence when you're 8-8, when you could have been 8-8.
Could have
back
been
then.
8-8, 9-8.
Now you're
whatever.
9-8 or,
Yeah.
or losing record. They look at you, go, well, you didn't make the playoffs. They don't get rid of you. They're like, okay, you'll get him next year.
Mhm.
And usually he's at least an every other year kind of guy.
Mhm.
But your team, like, let's talk about your team. They have a
Sorry.
chance. No, they have a chance to make the playoffs for the first time since 2015.
8 years.
And that's
9
one.
years.
That's one of the longest droughts, isn't it? One of the longest.
It is a NFL record to go this long since winning a Super Bowl, not making the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about playoff appearances.
Oh yeah.
It's the longest drought right now. right?
I
I
think
think
in
every
Denver
team has
history.
made the playoff before you. Or no, I think there's one team that has it.
Jets.
Probably. Yeah, the Jets.
It's not gonna happen this year. It's not
Yeah.
gonna happen this year. But I
They
think
have not been eliminated yet, but they will be.
there is
Because
one
the
team.
Giants have been eliminated.
There's one
But
team.
not the Jets.
There's 2010 was the Jets.
They got a 0.1% chance of making the playoffs.
Woohoo!
Oh, it's higher than 0?
0.1, woo!
So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh, so you say Fire Eberflus was the goal so they can make the playoffs.
Well,
Do you know Caleb Williams said that they asked about him being benched? He goes, it would be the worst mistake they've ever made. It might be the worst mistake playing you and you getting hurt and never playing football again.
might be. You know that there is one franchise that has never played on Thanksgiving. You know who it is?
Jacksonville.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm thinking about it. And
I was
I'm like,
thinking
that's
it was
one
the
team I
one
haven't
of the-
seen. They're one of the newer teams though.
Yeah. Well, Houston's been on twice since.
Right. But they also probably played Dallas.
Houston's the
No, they
youngest
played.
franchise.
They played Detroit. And
They played Detroit. They
And
didn't play
they
Dallas.
didn't play Dallas.
First of all, you're missing a great game between Houston and Dallas
yeah.
on Thanksgiving where they live close enough to where they can bring family to have Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
I thought when you know how they alternated back in the day, Fox and CBS or whatever networks they had, or NBC, they would always do Oilers, Cowboys, and then Lions would pick a random NFC opponent because they would have an AFC team play them on NBC or CBS.
Both games. Okay, Texas and A&M are
that's-
both halftime, and Iowa State and Kansas State.
So it's funny because you mentioned that because back in the 90s, they had, like the Oilers play them, the Cowboys twice on Thanksgiving back in the 90s, and then the Lions would play a different team on it, and then all that. You're good. So
I think they should do it. What they've been doing, it seems like the last couple of years, is divisional teams. For the Cowboys, a divisional team, and then the Lions, a divisional team.
please
'Cause
get the Giants off there. Just saying, please.
that game.
No, it's an easy win.
No, it sucks. I couldn't even fall asleep. That's how boring it was.
What game?
Giants and Cowboys. It seems like it's every year on Thanksgiving.
No, last year. Who did
Or
they
no.
play?
I'll tell one up you on that. It
Was
seems
it-
like
was
every
it-
year the
was it
Giants and the
Washington?
Cowboys start off on this week 1. Yeah.
Because lately, and I think
Yeah.
they need to keep that between the Lions and the Cowboys because just it makes it a little bit more
Right.
interesting than just random. And then you got that third game where it seems like the Packers are now going to be the Thanksgiving team because 3 years in a row it seems
Yeah, it
like.
seems like we're on there every year. Or it's the Ravens.
Which, by the way, let's talk about next Thursday. When's the last time it's been a Thanksgiving game team? Both of them, they play a week later. They both get a week rest. When's the last time that's ever happened on Thursday Night Football?
I think Cowboys and Bears like 10 years ago did.
Yeah,
But but they usually try to keep it that way.
would be perfect if you did scheduling and you did like say the Lions, Cowboys, and then whoever. Well, now the next week's football should be since you did division. Hopefully, maybe you can do the same way where like the Cowboys and maybe let's say Eagles play, but then the next Thursday you do Cowboys and Giants or something. So that way they both get a week rest.
I think that's what they have been doing for the last couple of seasons. I mean, I haven't really followed it that.
I mean,
closely.
either one team will get
Yeah.
a longer rest, but the fact is then you got a short game, but then one team had a week rest. And
Yeah, right. No, I agree, and that's gonna be a huge game for the division. I mean,
Packers
division-
for the Packers,
for the Packers.
Not really the Lions, but so much for the Packers. I mean, it is for the Lions because then they go up that much more than the Packers drop.
Right.
But the fact is, it's huge for the Packers because if they can beat the Lions and knock them off, now you got them down with the same record as of right now. Because Sunday's the games hasn't happened with the Vikings because the Vikings only have 2 losses, Packers
Right.
have 3. Then you got the Lions with 2 losses. You got the Packers right there at 3. And we all know at the end of the season, the Lions in Detroit the Lions and the Vikings like to choke and give it to the Packers. It's happened years before.
Mm-hmm.
And Minnesota plays Arizona tomorrow at home.
That's good. That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it might be.
Could be.
Marvin Harrison.
Might be ugly.
And Arizona plays at Minnesota. This is the NFC West. Seattle plays at the Jets. Sorry, I'm just laughing. Rams are at the Saints, and 49ers play the Bills. Because the NFC West is one game separating everybody.
Well, I don't think the 49ers are gonna win.
I think 49ers are. I was actually going to bring that up because they're 5-6. 5-6. Going into that game last week, okay, kind of expected, not so much as the blowout, but the result. A lot of injured players for the 49ers, but when they've been on full, they haven't really been.
They haven't played well when
They
had
haven't
all the
been
players.
played well when they're fully healed. And with the injuries and everything, you think it's time for a shakeup?
Maybe.
I don't think we can excuse Christian McCaffrey being gone because Jordan Mason was running the ball pretty well first couple of weeks.
It might be. I don't think you could decide on this game though, because there's supposed to be a lot of snow and this.
Yeah.
And Purdy might be injured, and you got. And if I'm the 49ers, the question is, do you go into a game that could be very sloppy and go, we don't know about if Purdy's going to play, or do you just go straight up, we should bench Purdy?
I'd say
Because it's going to be most likely going to be a run game anyway.
I'd say this: if you're not for 100% sure if your franchise quarterback's 100%, don't play him.
Especially if you're 5-6 and you still have a chance to make the playoffs because your division's all beating each other up.
Right.
And the fact is, if it's going to be very snowy and everything, it's going to be a run game anyway.
Yeah.
How hard is it to go? There you go, McCaffrey. There you go, Debo Samuel. Little quick slants. You can trust that quarterback to do the quick slants. You can trust him to go here to the gut of the running back.
Me, please.
Hand it to your gut, okay?
Whoa. This just got weird.
Well,
Viva
La Bam. But so I think we're good on the football.
Yeah, we went a little longer than we thought on the NFL actually, but now we can talk about the college football.
There's
The cream de la creme.
Upset alerts galore. Not really. Miami lost.
Yeah.
They're out. Now it is SMU versus Clemson.
I thought Georgia Tech was going to pull it off.
It's Georgia.
Yeah, upset alert. 8 overtimes. Second time in history. 8 overtimes.
Was it Indiana? No, Illinois and Penn State was the last one.
I think so.
Final score was 42-44.
And the fact that Georgia Tech was up 17-0 at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
But 8 overtimes. Like,
I don't think Georgia Tech blew the lead. It was just Georgia was coming back. It was just a great game all around.
Georgia Tech popped them in the mouth.
Yep.
Georgia kind of got a little bit stunned and then came back and did what they were supposed to do, but their defense didn't stop it.
Hit them better than Tyson did. Sorry.
It's just usually this Georgia Tech Georgia game is usually a blowout. Georgia always pulls them out, but Georgia Tech's like, all right, let's play.
Me and you talked about this. Georgia Tech has a good future. I don't know what their people leaving and all this other stuff is, but with that coaching and that recruiting they've been doing,
they play the ranked teams tough, and I would not want to play them in a bowl game.
I mean, they came out and they probably destroyed Florida State's career. All right. Like they destroyed their season. They destroyed their season because they came out and Florida State hasn't been the same since.
Oh yeah.
If Florida State wins that game, you don't know how Florida State does. Maybe the confidence goes up, whatever.
Right.
They get beat by Georgia Tech, a team that people were like, "Oh, it's just Georgia Tech." Maybe that's what ruined Florida State. We don't know. But Georgia Tech has been in there with all these teams, with Clemson, with I was gonna say Boston College, but Boston College is not being good. Do you remember they were ranked for a little bit?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were for.
But Georgia Tech has been in these games.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech has a great future.
Georgia Tech beat Miami.
Yeah, Georgia Tech beat Miami.
They took down the undefeated Miami.
They've been great teams.
Oh, yeah.
And they got a great future going ahead.
Oh yeah.
And I remember the days when they used to be ranked for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was before you were born too, in like 2002. But in the early 2000s, they used to be ranked.
On this, so I was just like, before you were born.
Because it's been the same since you've been born, Alabama.
Yeah,
it has, and now it's
not really Alabama,
now,
but
now since we're seeing the switch, now it's like other schools are trying to get up there.
But first of all, you almost see for the first time in your life a 4-loss Alabama team. You could have saw that today.
We still conceded this year.
Yeah, they could lose their bowl game.
Well, but
or they could.
I'm not counting a bowl game as a loss. I'm talking about a 4-loss regular season Alabama game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Season, right?
Yep.
You almost saw that.
Oh yeah,
But they don't play in the SEC championship, so they won't get 4 losses.
But they make the playoff and they'll go to the championship. They will have 4 losses
Eventually, because if they make the playoff, they're going to lose. They're not. This is
This is
not your brother's Alabama team.
No.
I would say dad's, but back then this is your dad's.
Let a
Alabama team.
naysayer know. That's not what I thought that meant.
No, this isn't like Saban's.
No, well, 1 year, but yeah, you're right. Caleb DeWar is like, you did your best. Saban's like, your best ain't good enough. Like that's your difference.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's okay, buddy.
It's okay. You're doing your best or whatever.
Here's the participation trophy.
Nick Saban was like, this is unacceptable. I don't care if this is your best. Get better. Right. That's the difference between the two.
Caleb DeBoer sees the participation trophy.
But we'll see what Caleb DeBoer does here.
Well, you're welcome because we beat him in the Rose Bowl last year and ended Nick Saban's career. I like it. Speaking of that, guess who else? Guess what else we did today?
There we go. The upset alert, beating Ohio State. But they cheated, right?
I don't know how we gave the game away 3 times when we still pulled it out.
No, but that was what Gus said. Like they didn't cheat this time.
They
or
didn't
whatever.
cheat this time. Not so fast, midgets.
Yeah, I mean they 2 missed field goals is the
2
key.
missed field goals. Both quarterbacks.
That's the key.
throw 2
That's the
picks.
key. 2 missed field goals for Ohio State would have won them the game.
Yeah. And I told you we were texting back and forth a lot in that second half.
And every time you predicted something or said we need a turnover, boom, turnover.
Turnover.
We
But
need
then
to
we
stop them. We stopped them. We need to score. They scored.
Yes. But I watched the last 6 minutes of the ball game.
How
Caleb,
about Orgy making that touchdown?
oh man.
Except for that first year that Ryan Day, Ohio State beat Michigan with Ryan Day. Ryan Day has not beat Michigan. Michigan has.
There's only one other team. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying that this is Michigan is Ryan Day's kryptonite.
He's got 5 losses in the Big Ten. 4 of them are to Michigan. You know who the other team is?
Purdue.
Nope.
Hold on. In the Big Ten?
Yeah.
Not Northwestern.
Mm-mm.
No, it's not Wisconsin. Is it Illinois?
Nope.
Penn State.
Nope.
Oh, Oregon.
No.
They lost.
Well, yeah, this year prior to.
Oh, okay. I'm like Oregon. No, what are we talking about?
Um,
Michigan State.
No.
Who?
Rutgers.
No.
Northwestern?
No.
Who?
Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
You're like,
I
no.
forgot- I forgot
Yeah.
Iowa beat them.
Yeah, 2018.
dang.
And I shouldn't say this because Michigan fan, he shouldn't be on the hot seat, but he will be because he didn't get to the Big Ten championship this year.
He didn't get the Big Ten championship game.
Last 4 years.
And like I was telling Mr. Google going upstairs, when's the last time a coach made the playoffs and might be on the hot seat if he doesn't win the national championship?
This guy, because they expect so much out of their coaches.
Oh, yeah.
They know what it is because even Jim Harbaugh, who was winning games and getting bowl eligible and losing maybe 1 or 2 games a season, was on the hot seat. And it wasn't because he lost 2 games, it's because he was losing to Ohio State.
Yep.
Until he stopped losing to Ohio State. But you're
Yep.
talking about 5 years of losing, 4 years or whatever it was to losing to Ohio State
Yeah.
with Jim Harbaugh, and he was turning your program around to being ranked. And they were still talking about he might be on the hot seat every year because he can't beat Ohio State.
Had
Well, he
an
couldn't- he
entire
could-
class beat Ohio State for 4 years.
The problem going into 2021 was we couldn't beat Michigan State, we couldn't beat Ohio State, and we changed the narrative. And then since that point, like middle of 2021, we lose to Michigan State. Up until we lost to whoever it was, I think it was Illinois. That was the last time we lost in conference because they went undefeated in 2022 and lost to TCU. Undefeated last year, won the national championship. They go this year. They go a couple games in the
Yeah,
Big
2
Ten.
straight undefeated regular seasons.
2 straight undefeated. 2 straight undefeated regular seasons. 2021 was a loss to Georgia, which Georgia goes on and beats Bama in that championship. Yeah, so they were like Caleb Mullen said, the running back. We got accustomed to winning. We took it for granted. This year really humbled us, and now we want to go out punching them in the mouth, ruin their season because we want a class that's never lost to Ohio State.
Plus,
graduating.
not only that, you want to beat them. If that's your only win,
Yes.
that would be okay for Michigan. They'd be
Yep.
like, it's a great season because we beat Ohio State.
And 20-point favorite. This is the first time in 47 games that Ohio State has lost to an unranked team while they were ranked.
And they were 20-point
Yes.
favorites. Like, again, that's one of the teams that I would love to bet on because
Right.
the spread, right?
Because
It's
of the
just
spread.
I looked at the spread. I'm like, do they not know the Michigan rival? Yes, I
Right,
understand they
so
were
ranked.
ranked, but do they not know the Michigan Ohio State game? You throw the record out. Yes, the last couple of years has been like 20-point games, but it's also been in Michigan's favor,
Yeah, it's been in Michigan's favor, but
and they were both ranked.
they said it on the postgame show. Chris Peterson on Fox said it the best. Michigan's offense is really that bad. They are in the bottom half of the league, bottom half of college football.
No, I talked to Mr. Google. Their passing efficiency to receivers are that of the academies.
Yeah.
They're in the same
Yes.
category as Naval and Air Force and Army Academy.
Yes.
That's not the category you want to be in for passing.
No,
You don't want to be with the academies.
the 6 wins that we did have is because of the defense. And like one of the things
Tonight, defense.
one of the things he said was, if you're a Michigan fan, you're kind of happy and you're kind of upset because you have one of the top 20 defenses in the nation that can hold these teams.
Oh, you mentioned Loveland earlier. He wasn't even playing.
No, I thought he was. He's out with an injury. But we, and I'm not throwing shade. Okay,
Florida's up 24-3.
and I'm not throwing shade at Texas, but they only scored 31 against us. Oregon only
I
scored
love how
38.
he said they only scored 31. That's still a lot of points, but it's also Texas.
Yes, Texas was blowing people out in the SEC. this
So
year.
Ohio State was blowing Indiana out, and
They
you
were blowing
allowed
everybody
10
else out.
points. See, like I told you though, right?
Yeah.
You gotta hold. I told you they gotta hold Ohio State to less than 20 points
Yes,
to win. And I actually told you they gotta hold you less than 12.
Yeah.
I think I said like 14 or something.
you weren't far off. It was 13 today.
But no, I said you gotta hold them less to
Yep.
us. I said you have to hold teams. Michigan has to hold most teams to less than 20 points.
Yep. And
Ohio State to win, you have to hold them to less than 20 points,
right.
and you hold them to 10.
I don't know how, because they had multiple chances to get touchdowns.
Well,
multiple chances to
again,
get
they went for what was it, 4th down?
Yeah.
And they didn't get it.
Mm-mm.
But then you got the pick right after. It went back to the 2-yard line. So it's like you got the first down anyway.
And then they still couldn't get it, or they got a field goal, or no, they didn't get any points in that.
No,
second
they
half.
got the touchdown that time. After the interception, they got the touchdown.
They were shut out in the second half.
No, but I'm talking about that
Yeah.
was the first half.
Yeah, that was the first half.
That was the first half because
Right.
Mr. Googling on the one upstairs, and when it came down, I was like, they didn't get the 4th down, but then they got an interception, got on the 2 line, and
And we got
bounced
it in. Yeah. And this is the 23rd straight game that whoever has the most rushing yards wins the game. That was another stat I saw. I was like, holy crap. Bring your ground game. They outrushed them by 150 yards today.
Then what was the other game we were watching earlier at the bottom left? It was Alabama.
Arizona State, Arizona.
No,
Ooh.
no, it wasn't that one. It was another
Arizona
close
has a
game.
family.
It was another close game after that.
Wasn't it Miami?
No, it
Syracuse?
wasn't that one. It was another one.
I can't remember. I was just busy watching Arizona State.
Dude, that was
smacking
that was
the
getting
crap
that was
out of
getting
Arizona.
that was getting goofy because like 6 minutes left, they put a backup quarterback in and he threw a pick.
First of all, it was 49-7. It just popped up again.
Arizona State
Notre
scored
Dame,
again.
USC was another one, and Notre
Oh,
Dame won
yeah,
that one.
That wasn't close at the end. They scored.
No,
It was
That
close in the beginning, and then
It was
at the end it was
28 at the end. It was
And,
28.
no, it was 49-35 was the final.
and Notre Dame.
Hey!
I think Notre Dame punched their ticket to the playoffs too.
But again, Notre Dame cannot, even if they're ranked, they can't be higher than 5 because they don't have a conference.
They don't have a conference, but they're gonna get in.
But let's talk about how we all want Boise State to win the conference championship because they could get that first round bye.
Yeah, number
Oh, yeah.
4.
That is crazy that a group of 5 can get it because the Big 12 can't get it because Big 12 is only sending one person.
Yep.
And it's the winner of the conference championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we told you.
I thought we were talking about it.
He was a.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Miami lost, so they're not in it. So it will be Clemson and SMU.
Yep.
And
Ooh, that's gonna be a good game.
let's talk about some of the playoff scenarios. That's what I really wanted to talk about here, right?
Yeah. So going into do you want to talk about how goofy the Big 12 was at first? There was 9 teams and like 250 possible scenarios. in
Oh
the
yeah,
Big 12.
it was ridiculous how many. Even now, you can still have at the end of the day. I still think I'm not sure if this game's going to probably change it, but at the end of the day, you still could have had Baylor making it.
TCU was another team that could have got in there. K-State, which
Kansas,
That-
I think, before the game.
before the game, yeah. But Arizona State, I think they locked themselves into that now because they won. But I know they need help.
They won.
Yeah, they won by like 59. They only scored 40.
There was a game today.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Was it a practice?
They won 5 in a row. I didn't even realize that until
Arizona State. Every time I looked up, Skippy Doo over there was scoring a damn 177 yards and 3 touchdowns.
oh man, just a
UNLV is winning 24-7.
Yeah, because I was trying to say of like who was gonna play.
I think
Boise.
UNLV is going to play them. I think Colorado State had to win,
Yeah, they did. They beat Utah State 42-37.
but they need UNLV to lose. I think.
Yes, but that's not
No, that's
looking
not
like
happening.
it.
And then the Big Ten today was Ohio State wins. They would have punched their ticket. They lost. And then if Penn State would have lost, that would have Indiana won. They got in, but Penn State will play Oregon because they
See,
won.
what's hilarious is if Ohio State lost, it would be down to Penn State versus Maryland
Yeah,
or
Maryland,
Indiana versus Purdue. So Ohio State lost that game. They knew they were done.
yeah,
Because there's no
Maryland-
way Indiana's losing to Purdue, and there's
Maryland
no
hasn't
way
been that
Maryland
good
is
since
beating.
Tua's brothers left.
and I-
God damn.
Hey, that coach at Purdue sucks. And so does at Michigan and Ohio State. Well, he got beat by Ohio State, and
And
he'd
I-
be damned if he gets beat by Purdue.
and
Purdue
what,
is dog shit.
Let's go Mormons.
Like what I thought was really interesting was how college football set this lineup because Michigan and Ohio State always plays at noon. These playoff scenarios, which was kind of funny because they already kind of put it wherever they want at the beginning of the season, and then they fill in. So this Penn State, Indiana didn't get filled in until
You
last
got a
week.
Former Texas
And now you got-
quarterback played
you
for
know, you got-
Purdue.
Penn
Hudson
State. Hey, shh, trying to talk. I don't interrupt you.
Sorry.
Hudson Card.
I'm speaking.
He needs a green card. Get the hell out of here.
My finger goes up, your mouth goes shut.
All I think was going to say was Penn State, knowing Ohio State lost, they're going to go full blow. They're just
And,
gonna be
and,
like,
and same
and
with
then
Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Because I think Indiana played around the same time as Penn State.
Indiana's playing right now.
They're still playing, so they
Well, they've already beat Purdue, but yeah.
but
Sorry, go ahead. You can continue.
they still
Go
got
ahead.
another
You can
quarter.
bring up Hudson
Circumstantial, they got another quarter. Can they just give up the last quarter? I'm pretty sure the fans have went. I'm pretty sure the fans have gone home for the day.
Poor Purdue 1-11 in the year. But
Hey, they did it. They won a game.
I don't know who they beat.
Not Wisconsin,
I hope it's North Texas.
which
those
Wisconsin
fuckers.
didn't even. Wisconsin didn't even get a bowl game. But
Oh,
But-
man.
You got a former quarterback from Ohio that's throwing 4 touchdowns on your ass.
how do you?
Who?
Curtis Workey.
I thought he was from. Wouldn't he come over from James Madison?
No, he's from Ohio, the Bobcats.
No, the Bobcats. Okay.
Who? And he's the backup, probably.
They beat Indiana State.
No, he's a starter.
Oh.
Lost everyone since.
Oh, good job! You beat Indiana State. You get a trophy.
They're
What?
Oh boy, Purdue. Are we making fun of Purdue Boilermakers?
Purdue's best loss was only 6 points.
To
Northwestern in overtime. Every other game they lost by at least 35.
I know they-
wow.
yeah, that's
God.
including Wisconsin, by the way. Yeah, I know. Look at the
You know-
Wisconsin one. 52-6. They lost 52. Who was our quarterback? I want to see that real
I
quick.
think it was Van. No,
It wasn't Locke, was it?
I think it was.
What the hell happened, Locke?
He
For-
threw
for-
2 picks.
They still destroyed them 52-6.
Right.
So, but who do we think?
Purdue has a former Texas quarterback, Hudson Card, playing.
So the playoffs, right?
I'm laughing. I don't even remember what I was laughing about.
Because we're talking about Locke
Well, no, we're talking about Purdue.
losing 52-6 to
Yeah, I know what I was
Wisconsin.
gonna say. So real quick, but a friend of mine that I work with, he's an Oregon fan, and they had a Friday night matchup about a month ago against Purdue. I went up to him and I said, I already know you guys are gonna win. Just remember they have a family. They won 35-0. He's like, yeah, we kind of took it easy.
They must have, because
Kinda.
Wisconsin didn't.
I told him, I'm like, there's
So-
no way Purdue's gonna beat fucking Oregon.
So who do we think are are we pretty good on the picks for the college playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, are we doing picks, predictions?
Predictions. Who do we think? We know Boise State's probably going to be in
Yeah,
because they're going to probably win against UNLV.
I say other
Oregon's
than-
going to probably be in no matter what happens in the Big Ten championship game.
Oh,
I definitely think that these conference championship games, I don't think you exclude the loser.
And some of them.
In some of them, not the Big 12 one, but the other three, possibly.
ACC maybe. It
Maybe.
depends on. I think if Miami wins and SMU loses, I don't know where
Clemson?
SMU's ranked.
Clemson's playing SMU, not Miami.
That's what I meant. Clemson.
Yeah.
Clemson loses, they're out.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think SMU loses, they might. I think that's iffy.
But it's their only first loss in the ACC this year, though.
Right, but I think where they're ranked right now,
Right.
I think that's why you got to look at it like that.
True.
But so Clemson has to win to be
Yeah.
in. I think right now, depending on everything, what? Oh, I think everything right now, you could
I
you
think
could
you
make
gotta-
a case for South Carolina getting in.
You could. I think you definitely.
SEC is going to be the most interesting who they put in.
Yep. I don't think you exclude Indiana.
I think no, you
11
should,
and
but you should because the one ranked team they've face, they got blown out, but you're not going to.
Yeah, but they laid an egg today.
True. But again,
Ohio State. They lost to Ohio State last week, 38-15, and then they forgot their offense was last week. Just saying.
yeah, they left it, they left it in the game. Not at home because they still
they
played at
left
home.
their O in the middle of the field, which we tried to put the M on, and then got pepper sprayed because of the flag.
I think no matter what happens, Ohio State gets in.
Well, we already talked about
I think
that, yeah.
Oregon gets in no matter
Yeah.
what happens. I think Penn State gets in no matter what happens.
I think Purdue gets a draft lottery pick.
So,
Purdue needs Jesus.
so you get
okay?
I think you got 4 teams out of the Big Ten.
Yep.
I think you got Indiana, Ohio State, Penn State, and
Yeah.
Oregon.
And even if Oregon loses to Penn State,
Then you got Notre Dame.
Oregon's still in.
Then you got Notre Dame. That's 5.
Boise State, which would be 6.
Boise State, which is 6. You're gonna have Texas.
Texas and Georgia.
You're gonna have Georgia because that looks like that's what's gonna be so far for the
Could
SEC
have
championship.
Tennessee.
You could have Tennessee and Alabama,
So that's 10.
and then the other 2,
Maybe that other ACC team.
whatever the ACC team is. So that's 11.
And then
Do you
Maryland.
put
I'm just kidding.
no? Do you? Well, if we're gonna do that,
oh man.
God
Oh,
damn.
they kicked the field goal. That was a touchdown. It was 45. Oh geez.
so if you looked at last team, I think you put another SEC team probably
You
in,
could.
and you could fight for South Carolina.
Put North Texas in.
You could fight for Ole Miss.
If North Texas is in, they're gonna win it all.
You could fight for Ole Miss.
You
You
could.
could fight for South Carolina. But here's the thing: if you're gonna go look at those 2 to put in, Ole Miss beat South Carolina, so Ole Miss got to go in.
Well, I don't think you.
And
put South
Alabama beat South Carolina, so even though South Carolina gave them competition, they lost to a playoff team and then a potential playoff team. I think that's the only reason that's going to keep South Carolina out of it.
What's really gonna mess up the 12-team playoff is what happens if Boise State.
Oh,
loses
Miami
next-
goes in.
Yeah.
I didn't say Miami, so Miami would be in. I don't think you.
What
put
happens if
another
Boise
SEC.
State loses next week?
I
I'm
still
just
think-
saying that's a scenario. That
If
they
Boise
lose,
State loses, I still think under the thing is a group of 5, the best conference champion or the highest ranked group of 5 gets in. So it'd still be Boise State.
so they are automatically including a group of 5 team in the playoff.
Yes.
Okay, so they would
Just-
probably have the best.
So that way, look, by the way they do it, right?
I mean,
The
Boise
top
State
four
has only
group of-
lost 1 game.
But
and
the
that-
top 4 conference champions automatically
Yeah.
buy, no matter if it's group of 5 or not, right? Notre Dame can't finish higher because they're not in a conference.
right.
But the way they did it, they thought about, well, now Boise State can't say anything. Now SMU, who wasn't in a group of 5 then, a BYU who wasn't in a group of 5, right? Well, they used to be in a group of 5 on right? That none of them could say, well, UCF at the time, right? No one could say, well, you excluded us from the playoffs. There's no excuse now. A group of 5 conference champion
can get in.
can get in. And if they lose, I still think they're the highest ranked group of 5, even losing to UNLV, which means I think they still get in. Now, if you have to win a conference champion, that means I think UNLV would get in. Well, no, not necessarily, because then Tulane's ranked as well. So Tulane can still get in. But the way
they lost to Memphis the last third.
well, we'll see what the rankings say.
Yeah.
But if they play Army and they beat Army,
yeah.
but UNLV, I think, would still be ranked higher.
The only thing, Memphis beat
Tulane lost to Memphis.
What I'm saying is that Army Navy game. If Army beats Tulane, and then Army's got to play Navy the following week,
But it'll be after Selection Sunday.
it'll be after Selection Sunday, so that game's not even going to matter.
Nope.
So Army could already be in the playoffs and still playing. Could potentially.
Well, no, because they're not ranked. They lost the ranking line when they lost to Notre Dame by like 50 points.
But I'm saying
It wasn't that much, but it was about as much as the Navy
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
literally, the score was almost mirrored between Navy
Yes.
Notre Dame and Army Notre Dame.
I don't mean to laugh at that, but it was pretty much the same scenario. It was pretty much the same.
But
same
did we
outcome.
expect a different outcome?
No, I think we were rooting. For
Maybe
different-
we expect Army to get a little bit more offense, but it
Hey,
was.
I don't think Indiana's taking out their starters.
What did he have 5 touchdowns now?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
He's just racking it up.
I thought
now.
you took out your starters in college.
No, he's
But if-
22 and 33, 32 and 5 touchdowns.
I'm sorry, but if I'm one of these teams that is looking ahead to conference championship and playoffs, I'm pulling guys so they don't get hurt. This is kind of like
Oregon, you mentioned it earlier. Oregon has a thing where tonight they could bench players and nothing would happen to them.
yeah, and if they win by like 10, they're still in.
Because if they bench their players today, they'll probably still beat Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And you
they're
beat
playing-
Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get up, well, maybe not bench them right away, but if you get up 21-0, you bench your players.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the conference championship, at that point, you can bench your players. Who cares if you're going to win the Big Ten championship? You're not going to be number one, you're not going to be in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have a first round matchup. But here's the thing: you're playing.
You're in the playoffs no matter
You're in
what.
the playoffs, and you're one of the best teams. So who cares if you're not?
Yeah, I think they're going to go for it all though. But
Well, I don't think they're going to bench next week.
No, they're not going to bench next week.
But they could. They could even do
Yeah,
that. And
they could.
if they get up on Penn State by like 30 or something in the third quarter, you're going to start seeing Gabriel's going to be on the bench.
Yeah,
He's
because you
not-
don't want them hurt for
No.
the playoffs.
No, and this is why it's like kind of like NFL that last week of the season where you got like players that are getting benched, resting. They're going to sacrifice a loss because we already got a first round bye. We already got home field advantage in the playoffs. I know it's different in college, but it's kind of the same scenario, same mindset because this 12-team playoff has got them into that mindset.
Yes.
So, and Oregon's in the perfect position. There's nothing will happen to them if they lose. Yeah, they might drop out of the top 25. They're not going to lose to Washington.
No, they're not going to lose. No, I don't think they can. It'd be the first time he won. Isn't this like his third year there?
Yeah.
They mentioned that earlier. I was like, has he only been there for like 2 years? Okay, he's 0-2 against Washington. Washington the last 2 years have been great teams.
And he's undefeated against everybody else.
All right, I think we're going to go to our picks now.
Picks.
Kansas
That'll
State's
be-
in the red zone.
So we
down
want to
by
mention that
10.
we're going to get all our college. We're going to just do the top 4 of the SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12.
Yeah,
picks
yeah.
on
For the
Facebook.
picks, we're going to do ACC, Big 10, Big 12, and SEC.
So we'll post them online or do
We'll
a video.
post. Well, we know 2 of them, so we can
Yeah.
do 2 of them now. 'cause we-
Michigan, Ohio State. Sorry.
oh, we're doing that again.
No,
It was such a good game. We're going to do it again.
it was a great outcome. I don't think it was a good game. Jeez.
God damn.
Again, didn't they just score?
I think they're stockpiling. is what
I think
they're
the other team was like, "Here, have the ball."
What?
I think they just went, "Here's the ball.
I think they're
Here,
getting,
take it, sir."
I think they're getting style points because they can't get to the Big Ten championship. They're trying to get an at-large bid.
I think they got it.
Yeah, I think they got it. They shouldn't be there, but they've only got 1 loss. They're going to be there.
So yeah, the only ones we won't know right now is the Big 12. We do know Arizona State's in it.
We know Arizona's going to be in the Big 12
We
championship.
know Arizona State's going to be in the Big 12 championship, and then we know the Big 10 and the ACC. So we'll pick the Big 10 and ACC like we did earlier.
Yep.
Or talked about earlier, but we will post the Big 12 and the SEC.
Yep.
Because it still says to be determined. So I don't know if Georgia is a lock. I guess
Georgia was a lot going into today.
I just don't know why they didn't put it on there because they already got Arizona State on there.
That's weird.
And that is weird.
Fuck it, Tennessee.
They're gonna just randomly put Alabama in it. They're gonna like, oh,
How could you root against red, white, and blue? Huh? How could? Fuck it.
they're gonna what they're gonna do is they're gonna change the rules on us to put Alabama in there. They're gonna say any school with A automatically gets the qual. Alabama gets
Akron,
automatic.
Zips. Yeah, baby.
Alabama comes before Auburn in the alphabet, so
Not Akron. Akron gets in there. A K before L.
but they're not in the SEC.
They will be now. He just said that.
I know. I was just looking at the stats again.
Who scored? Was it another touchdown by the quarterback?
Rourke.
Six
Mickey
touchdowns.
Rourke. Yeah.
Yeah, success as a work.
Jeez.
He's trying to make a case for a Heisman tonight.
Yeah. Which do we think Travis Hunter's going to get it?
I think he has a good shot.
I think
He's going for over 2,400 yards.
if there's a quarterback, I thought if Cam Ward would have played better, he would be in there. But I think you got to put Gabriel in there now.
I think he had a pick.
350 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Nice. I think it's got to be Dylan Gabriel if the quarterback gets it.
I think
Yes,
it's going to come
Dylan
down to
Gabriel.
Hunter and Genty.
Hunter, Jenny, and Gabriel, I think is what's
Yeah.
going to be.
Oh, he was sure.
Arch Manning,
Davis Warren.
Carson Beck.
Howard.
How about
Greatest
Milroe
name in
with 3
football,
picks
baby.
against Oklahoma?
Orgy.
Greatest name in football. Orgy.
So our picks this week. I want to throw out there though. Carl is the first person to get 2 points for upset because he picked Michigan over Ohio State.
Never go against blue.
So when we go over our records, he's gonna have technically 1 extra because he's 50-35. I'm 49-35. That's how he gets the 1 extra because he got the 2. And then Jake is 41-42.
You had a family.
So start thinking here about when we do the bowl games about upsets, which I don't think there's ever any double-digit upsets. With college, by the way, for the bowls, we'll probably change it back to what we do for NFL because I don't think in a lot of bowl games there's a lot of double-digit upsets.
No,
It's more like NFL spreads.
Yeah. Unless you got Boise State, Oklahoma back in 07. Statue of Liberty played.
TCU and Georgia.
Oh my God.
So
The worst championship game ever.
So the first pick up is
TCU had a family.
They could have ended the game at halftime and it would have been the same outcome.
we'll do this quickly here. We're gonna do college game day style quickly, meaning if we all pick the same, I'm gonna say it up front.
Okay.
So we all pick the same for this one, which is Buffalo and the 49ers. We all pick Buffalo.
Yeah,
Nobody circles the wagon.
I mean,
like the Buffalo
for me,
Bills.
the reason I picked the 49ers or the Buffalo is the 49ers are injured and it's in Buffalo and there's gonna be snow.
no one
end.
circles the wagon.
yeah, that's
Like
the
the Buffalo Bills.
Music.
The next one, we all picked Denver. We all picked Denver
You
over
should.
Cleveland.
I'll get you a soundboard or the music board.
We all picked Denver over Cleveland.
Yep.
I mean, any reason why? Anyone want to say? the
I think
reason
it's gonna
why?
be a little
Because
closer.
Denver has a better defense.
Carl was talking to.
Oh,
Go
sorry,
ahead,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
mean that.
It's your team. Go ahead.
It's okay. Both your guys' brains went, but yours was just a little delayed.
You got jet lag.
I got dial-up internet for brain.
He thought a little bit. His filter had a thing. Make sure it wasn't swearing too much.
Yes, I think because Denver has a better defense. Yes, our offense can stagger sometimes, but I think this time around, I think we finally found our footing when it comes to it.
There's a pick of the Broncos. They got a better kicker. No, Denver should win by double digits.
Coaching,
Quarterback situation.
quarterback, coaching.
Too fluid in,
I mean,
They're gonna come out
Jameis Winston
feisty.
Wants them W's.
No, he doesn't. He's like, I don't care about tomorrow. Don't care about today. I don't care about
He wants to
yesterday.
eat them W's.
We'll see the-
It doesn't matter if we win or lose. We're just gonna go out there and play our best.
The next one we do have a difference on.
Yep.
Green Bay and Detroit. Of course, we picked Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You picked Detroit. I don't think we need to elaborate on that one. Detroit's just a better team.
Yes.
We can
I
agree.
went with the
We-
obvious pick, and
we also went with our team,
yes.
but we could also agree Detroit's the better team.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
I don't think we're denying that.
No, I don't. If Detroit won the Super Bowl, we
Belt
wouldn't be
to
surprised.
ass for Detroit and Green Bay.
Huh?
Said belt to ass for Detroit.
I don't think it's going to be as bad as the first game.
The first game really wasn't that bad.
Right, but we couldn't really get much going. I think it's going to be a little. Aiden Hutchinson's also hurt this time. I think he got hurt in Green Bay.
No,
Or
you're
against
against
Green Bay.
Dallas.
Dallas, was it?
Dallas broke his leg.
They had to say it like that.
They're still winning. They're
They-
undefeated.
Big Tanya Harding his ass.
They're
Yeah.
still winning though.
They're still winning, and Dallas was losing. So
There's a stat that Jay just sent me a couple minutes ago. The Eagles and the Lions are a combined 16-0 since they've lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you want to get your season back on track, lose to Tampa Bay.
come on, Green Bay, go lose to Tampa.
Right? They can just take off.
Oh wait, my bad. Bears, go lose to Tampa. Get your season back on track.
Baker would be like, not so fast.
Because you remember when we were talking about how great the Bears were, and they've lost like 4 straight,
5.
5.
No,
it's
it's
even-
6. They were 4-2. They're 4-8. Oh my God. Bears do have a.
They've been 0-6 since they were 4-2.
God.
Well,
Damn.
the
But
Hail Mary
we talked
game,
about, but we also talked about it when they start playing tougher teams. Can they win?
their defense held
They
held
cannot.
Washington.
They proved
Well,
that.
the
like-
problem is their offense doesn't get going until they're down by 21 points.
I know. And
Caleb Williams has something in his brain that goes, I don't play until we're down by 14, 21 points.
he's trying to do a Patrick Mahomes, and he's not Patrick Mahomes.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Did the Indiana score again?
No.
They're getting close. I like how we're following Indiana, Purdue.
Texas in the red zone on the 13, and they just got a false start.
So back to the 18.
First and 15 on the 18.
Did you just do what I thought you did?
The floor creaked in here.
Yeah,
That was
Somebody
a
said-
that was a barking spider.
Florida State and Kansas State are all in the red zone right now.
All right. Somebody just sat on an Oregon Duck.
Speaking of Oregon Duck, we all picked the Ducks to win against Penn State.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So
Do
there's
we
that.
think it's going to be close?
I think it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Penn State's defense is good.
Did you hear Google?
Yeah,
Mr.
he thinks
Google.
Penn State is gonna win that one. I think they could.
They
They
could.
could, but I think Oregon's gonna.
I
pull it
mean,
out.
did we see the way they played against Wisconsin? Oregon,
Yeah.
Wisconsin's defense stopped them, but they couldn't stop Minnesota.
Minnesota's not better than Oregon, though. Sorry.
No.
Not at all.
And then SMU Clemson. The only difference is you both pick SMU. I pick Clemson. I just pick Clemson because one, Dabo Swinney's been there before, but two, to be different than all of you.
We picked SMU because they haven't lost in the ACC this year. I think they're a better
And
team.
Also, go fucking Mustangs.
Nice.
Clemson's gonna do the Mustang like you did. They're gonna crash them.
Oh.
Hey, I didn't crash it. I flew it. There's a difference.
Okay. Then. Okay. Like I did my Mustang. I
Right.
crashed that one too.
I gave him
There's
my
a
Mustang.
distinct difference between crashing.
So
and
those are
flying.
our picks. Again, we do not do the spread, so don't go ahead and
entertainment
take it
purposes only.
for betting. Unless you want to bet on some of these that are huge spreads. All right. I think it's time for the cold take. We're not close anymore. We're here.
No.
Looks like a long one.
Okay. If you could change one thing about the guy on your right, what would it be? Bonus.
I
What
wish the
is-
fact that I could see John Cena.
Bonus. What is your favorite attribute about them?
So one good thing, one bad thing.
I can't get Jake. His beard would be my favorite.
No, you got Carl.
Oh.
I got something for Carl, but his beard would be my favorite.
This is the longest I ever let it grow up.
I got to change one thing about Jake, and I got one thing that I like about him. Okay. I got to go first because I'm the one who read it first. And it looks like Florida State got scored. It's 24-10 Gators.
Smell comeback.
Probably
That's not what you smell.
that's not.
You smell something else.
Yeah, somebody farted.
Jake.
Jake's fucking cold.
I wish.
That's what he would change.
That's what I was going to say. One thing I would change is you need to take a shit before these broadcasts. I didn't know what else to say.
Hey, you know what? I can back that up.
Okay.
Stop farting on the podcast would be something I would change from you.
My favorite attribute about him is
A&M scored 17-7 Texas.
one attribute I like about him is he don't deny it. So
Hey, he takes accountability.
yes. So yeah, it would be well. He does. He holds himself accountable for his actions. I like that.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Florida State went for 2 and got it, by the way. It's 24-11.
What the fuck does that do?
Now 2 touchdowns, they win.
They're not gonna win.
They're not going to get 2 more touchdowns.
No,
So, you think about
I did.
Right?
He said
needs
he
to go to
said
the
he would,
bathroom before
he wished he
we
would
go to the
stop farting on the podcast. And then one thing he likes about him, he doesn't deny it.
Yeah, he holds himself accountable. How's that weak? It's weak.
Awesome
So one
sauce.
thing I would change about you is you need to shave. You told me to go. You went weak. I went high.
Okay, what do I need to shave?
Wait, did you say where?
What?
Oh, I thought you said, what do I need to shave?
You did say, "What do I need to shave?"
I said, why do I need to shave?
I thought he said what? I'm like, whoa.
Why do I need to shave?
What would Carl care about anything but up here?
Okay, 24. You told us to kill with the goal take, and now we got to do the damn scores. Which one do you
Kansas
want from
State
us?
21. Iowa State 24.
Back to this. Why do I need to shave?
Why do you need to shave?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think you look better baby faced.
I look like I'm fucking 14.
Maybe that's what I like.
Okay,
Michael-
Joe Biden.
maybe he's Catholic in Scott.
I take offense to that. I'm not a Catholic in disguise.
I'm not gonna change what what I like about it because you do like to hold yourself accountable, but I think sometimes it's don't be so hard on yourself. There you go.
Oh, is that our speaking token?
Yeah, I guess.
Pass the token.
Okay. So the one thing I could change about you is your temper.
We'll change it.
Not
Don't.
be so hard.
Oh, you call that bad? Oh shit! You should have saw me about a year ago.
Yeah. Not
If
be
you had known me a year ago, you'd be like, you changed.
We did know you a year ago. We just weren't around you a year ago.
That's what I
I've
meant.
known you since I was 10, dude.
Yeah, but you should know it was worse.
Oh yeah.
10.
Yeah, it's been that long.
Not so fast.
I was a little guy.
Not so fast, Mitch.
Man, that dude weighed about like 60 pounds soaking wet when he was 10.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, your temper is one thing I could change. And one thing I like
He
about
was a
you.
little guy, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, I was.
I've seen the pictures.
Up until about middle school, I was about 4'10" and about 90 pounds soaking wet.
And then he got access to the lock of the fridge.
Hey, baby.
One thing I like about you is your willingness to help others and your friends.
I'll attest to that. When I was away, he checked in on me every day, along with a few others.
It's also a weakness. Mr. Google had other stuff to worry about.
Yeah, he did. I wasn't.
A lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So don't be hard on yourself, Mr. Google. All right. So
Oh God, here we go. Roast
One
of
thing-
feet.
one thing I have to change about Carl. That's hard. Carl's a great guy. I guess the one thing I'd change is kind of like what you said about Jake, right? Don't be so too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Right. You also can be a little hard on yourself and stuff. Just not often, just a little bit. There's really not much else.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I don't use the way you appear around
I know,
the light.
right?
He goes like he just goes. Yeah, but when you move like that, you just like what do you just say?
Well, yeah, because he does it. He kind of does it to me when he looks like that. I'm like, what? Did I mess something up? Like,
Why are you looking at me that way?
But yeah, I mean, just that like you do get a little hard on yourself. Not as much as probably
Right.
Jake would, just a little bit because there's not a lot of bad things that I see, right? That I see.
I don't see outside of myself.
I was gonna make a joke there, like I'd like for you to stay awake a little bit when you drive, but hey,
Oh
damn.
God damn!
People don't know nothing about that.
no, but I fall asleep at the wheel sometimes too, and I don't know how I end up home. But anyway,
And I like flying vehicles.
I fell asleep
Oh,
before
man.
too. That's how I crashed my
I can
Mustang.
actually laugh about it now. It's all right.
The one thing I like about you is you're a great father. You're what I aspire to be as a father too. The patience you have for the kids, because I ain't got no damn patience for nobody. Let
It's a
alone
good
kids.
front. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, probably because I fear some who you're venting.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're great with the kids. Also, just you're a great spouse, right? Great husband, right? It
Mhm.
goes back to what he said he would change the anger and stuff because I do get anger. I do go off the rails sometimes.
Right.
I have controlled a little bit more this past year than I did years before. And my mom could probably test to some of my phone calls.
Yeah.
Versus here. Like, yeah, I go off a little bit here, but I go off less. I think Jim helps that.
Stress level is a lot different.
Yeah, it's a lot different than what it was. But
I wanted to play with it too. Oh, I forgot I had one.
can I change their attention span?
Get them on, man.
Freaking kitty over here.
I have ADHD. Don't yell at me.
But no,
I'm
you're
surprised you could spell that.
but yeah, great father and a great spouse, and you're just a great man. I'm
All right.
glad that you guys are my friends.
Thanks.
For Jake though, his beard is my best attribute.
Ooh.
Because every time I look at him, I think of Amish Paradise.
Same girl, same. Even though I wanted you to shave it off.
He needs to dye it red.
Mm-hmm.
I already have a red beard. Thank you.
You need to be red.
I
Why?
already am.
For Amish,
Just wait till I grow my shit out. Well, it's probably mostly gray now, but
you're not gonna grow it out.
it's sure you won't.
You won't let yourself.
You don't like the itchy?
25 years in the Navy, you're not gonna grow it out. Look, this bothers me. I have to trim it. Like I tried to grow at least a little bit of scruff, but like any more than this, it start itching.
Yeah. And
All right, my turn.
oh me.
Oh, he's gonna do one for all of us.
Okay.
All right, we will. Who's gonna narrate? All of us.
You need to ask for help more.
We need to ask. for
Carl
help
needs
more.
to ask for help more.
I hope you. Anger, I agree.
Angry.
You need to stop being so angry all the time.
Stop.
Maintain your composure.
Maintain my
Fucking
composure.
anger management class.
No, that's not gonna help me. I'm just gonna get mad at him.
You need to get out of your shell more.
Need to get out of your summer.
You would be an extrovert if I could change you.
I like being in my shell. I like being a
One thing I love
turtle.
about you guys is y'all's friendship together is a one solid. It's a force to be reckoned with. Y'all's friendship, the three of you,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the nonsense, right? You act like three brothers, three morons, whatever. But that friendship is a force to be reckoned with.
So what he said was, Carl needs to ask for help more. Jake needs to come out of his shell, stop being a turtle. And again,
I like
anger.
turtle,
And then
delete
and then
turtle.
Jake says I need to go to anger management. I will get angry at them.
That's the whole point.
I will get angry at them. This doesn't work, dude.
Keep hitting him with the pillow. He's gonna get pissed.
Come on, we'll be like the Hulk. You won't see me when I'm angry. But what he said he likes about all of us collectively is our friendship. It's like a bond. It's a force to be reckoned with. We're always there. We're like brothers, not just morons, but brothers,
Moronic brothers.
like Animaniacs.
Sometimes I want to
Oh, wait,
kick
that's
you out
probably
of the
before your
fucking
time,
window,
too.
but hey, I love you.
Hey, that's the brother part, huh?
Animaniacs, if you're not alive when that came out.
I knew what they were.
I
No,
know what
you
they
don't.
were. I don't.
Yeah.
I know what they are.
Pinky in the brain.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
He's like yeah. They were at the same time, but
I'm
that-
Pinky.
you are Pinky.
You are.
Carl's brain. I'm just one of the Animaniacs.
I don't know if I want to take that as a compliment or not with Brain.
Fine, I will. I want
You
to
can
take over
take
the
it,
work
you can take it.
world.
I'm Pinky.
Because I think Brain resembles something else.
I'm Pinky.
All right, but that is our show this week.
Yep.
Just glad to have everyone back. Next,
In their collective spots.
in their collective spots. Last week was just us two, so we kind of
That was fucking weird.
it was awkward. It really was because we didn't have
It was.
we didn't have someone else driving it. We didn't have another person talking, so it's kind of like my conversation, and Jake was like, he brought a little conversation, but mostly it was like, yeah, I don't know much about this, but I'll talk a little bit. Like he admitted, but it was just like, yeah, sure. I mean,
I
But
was
he still
laughing.
talked.
I watched the last two episodes. I was laughing last week. I was just like, Jake, what the hell? Not that it was a bad thing.
no,
'Cause he had some good
Good takes.
comments and takes. But it was just so weird.
but we get to a
because-
part he didn't know. He's just like,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Okay,
I take your
whatever.
word.
Sure. Whatever.
I
let's
think what
go
would
with it.
benefit you a lot more is if you had a laptop or like a freaking tablet right in front of you, so you're not on your phone all the time. So at least if you're looking stuff up, at least we know, hey,
Oh yeah. Before we leave, Texas is up on Texas A&M 17-7. Iowa State is up 24-21 on Kansas State, and Florida is up on Florida State 24-11.
told you they weren't coming back.
31-11. Florida just scored. It is 20 points. They're gonna go for 2. I'm just joking. They already went for 7.
32-11.
They already went to 7, so they can't go for 2. I'm just making fun of Florida State because being down or going for 2 when it could be 9-24 versus 11. Like what? I mean, you're back into you got to score a 2-point later.
That's why I said it didn't make sense.
No, because if you did it, just the point, it's just 2 touchdowns. Now
Yeah,
it's 2
24.
touchdowns will win the game, but still, it's stupid. I guess he's trying to save his job.
Well, they just hired Wes Malzahn as their offensive coordinator today for next year because he's resigned from UCF.
So, but yeah, next week it's us 3 again.
Yep.
Same time, same place. No one's got anything going on.
Not I know.
In 2 weeks, we will be TBD because that's my daughter's birthday.
I thought we were still doing it.
Oh wait, no, that's 2 weeks after that, so it's 3 weeks. Yeah, I think we'll still do it after that. Though it just depends. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll all be here.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we're physically here. But
And that's why I haven't checked out for a while.
I wasn't physically here. Before that, I wasn't mentally here.
You'll be here physically. We'll know about mentally.
Mentally, I'm
Alright.
But
checked
other than
out
that,
on
you
a
guys
beach
have
in
a
Cabo.
wonderful week. Hope you guys enjoyed your turkey day as well. well, we kind of spit it all together. So
Just tucking in there, the chicken into the duck.
if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. Same
Stuff
time,
the-
same place.
Stuff the birds into me. Yeah.